Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 251, Going to the Market. The children played for 2 hours. In the muddy ground, they occasionally fell, but it didn't hurt too much. After a while, the babies became dirty muddy children. No wonder there are comparison pictures of mom taking care of children and grandparents taking care of children in the countryside on the internet. It was only a morning, and it was still under the supervision of Zhang Yuxi. It can still be like this. It seems that the environment really changes people. Hearing that they were going back, Lin Feng stopped what he was doing. He waved to the babies to come over and tidy up a little. Did you have fun today? The babies nodded, happy. Lin Feng smiled, as long as you have fun. Let's go back. When they got home, he washed the babies' faces and hands and changed their dirty clothes. After a lot of cleaning, they became clean and beautiful little babies again. Zhang Yuxi also changed her clothes. It was still Lin Feng who cooked. After the rice was steamed and the vegetables were fried, Pan's mother said, "Carry the sweet potatoes back this afternoon, and the job will be done. It will be hard for you to run a few more times with me." Jiang Ming smiled and said, "It's not hard. When will you be back?" Jiang Ming thought for a moment, rest for another night, and go back tomorrow morning. Okay. Afternoon. Zhang Yuxi took the babies to play in the mountains. Pan's mother snatched the backpack. "Thank you, Jiang Ming, and I can carry these sweet potatoes. It won't take many trips back and forth. You can take the children to the mountains for a walk." Lin Feng patted the dirt off his body and took the children and Zhang Yuxi up the mountain. The baby's physical strength prevented them from walking too far. He didn't have 3 heads and 6 arms to carry them down the mountain. There was nothing special about the mountains in the countryside, but the air was good. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi followed behind the babies. Watching them jumping all the way, their eyes were full of happiness. Finally, the babies couldn't walk anymore, picking up small stones to play with on the side of the road. 10 minutes later, Jiang Ming called on video and asked where they were. "Go forward, there's a fork in the road, go left for about 200 meters, I will drive and wait for you there." Okay. Jiang Ming was driving a delivery tricycle. "Do you want to get on? I will take you for a walk." "Go to the town to have a look." The babies rushed to get on the car. Lin Feng carried them one by one. The sun was shining brightly, and the scenery along the way was beautiful. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi sat on both sides, protecting the babies within their protection. They held the railings, looking at the green mountains and green waters, and were very happy. After driving for almost half an hour, they arrived in the town. "Mom said there will be a market today, let me take you around." The market was still very lively, selling all kinds of things. "Babies, what do you think that is?" It turned out to be a small insect made by an old grandfather, which looked very vivid. Sibao was brave and not afraid at all, and he even got close to observe. The other babies also squatted down, looking here and there. Dabao asked, "Will it move?" The old grandfather smiled and played with it in his hand, speaking with a strong accent. "Don't be afraid, kid. Don't touch this. It's dead. Look, they're all fake. Do you like it? Ask your parents to buy it for you. Buy one for each of you." Lin Feng squatted down and asked, "Grandpa, how much is it?" 15 yuan each. Lin Feng bought 3 for each child and 6 small cages, which were so cute. The old man looked at the few left in his hand. "Do you want to buy all of them? I only have these few left. I'll sell them to you at a low price so that I can pack up and go home after selling them." Okay. The old man happily packed up his shoulder pole and went home. Jiang Ming bought 3 sesame cakes. "You can try this cake. It's delicious." Zhang Yuxi took a bite and it tasted good. Lin Feng also thought it was okay. The babies were greedy and stared at the sesame cakes in the adults' hands. Sibao asked, "Dad, Mom, is it delicious?" The implication seemed to be saying, "Don't just eat it yourself, they want some too." Lin Feng ate the crispy shell on the outside. The inside was filled with stuffing, and the soft part was given to the babies. Everything was very lively in the market. Lin Feng was also very happy. He found that he actually felt familiar here. It was like returning to his childhood. Unknowingly, The family of 6 had walked to the center of the market. There were many vendors around, some selling agricultural products, some selling various vegetables and fruits, some selling fruits, and some selling buns. There were many things that Lin Feng had seen before, but he couldn't name them. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh. He saw an old man pushing a small cart full of things. He couldn't help but think of his father going to work in the city every day when he was a child. Sometimes, he would bring him some delicious food. The market in the countryside was not very big, and it didn't take long to reach the end. It should be more lively during the new year, but it's deserted now. Lin Feng looked at the sky. Let's go back. In the evening, after dinner. Originally planned to leave tomorrow morning, Lin Feng saw the weather forecast saying it would rain. So he prepared to leave at night. Pan's mother was washing dishes, and Zhang Ming brought a small stack of money over. He stuffed it directly into Pan's mother's pocket. What are you doing, kid? Mom, keep this money. We'll give you some more when we have money during the Chinese New Year. Don't complain about it being too little. We'll definitely give you more when we have it. Pan's mother sighed. Lyra is the only child of our old couple. Just treat her well. As for us, we don't need to ask you for money yet. Keep it for yourself and live a good life with Lyra. Mom. Hearing this, Lin Feng quietly walked to the yard. In the yard, Pan's father was loading things into the car. There were oranges, sweet potatoes, peanuts, corn residue, cabbage, garlic sprouts, etc. There were also 2 large snakeskin bags of new rice. In short, as long as they had something, they prepared a portion for Lin Feng and Zhang Ming. They are all worthless things. These are all we have. Don't despise them. Come to our house to play another day. Before leaving, Zhang Ming felt very uncomfortable looking at the 2 old people who were reluctant to leave in the yard. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but think of their parents. They set out at 8 o'clock in the evening and sent Zhang Ming home at 10:30. Pan Lei hugged the sleeping Zhang Chenchen. Thank you. Lin Feng whispered, I should thank the uncle and aunt. Zhang Ming carried the things. Be careful on the road, send a message when you arrive. Okay. Back to the villa, looking at his sleeping wife and children. Lin Feng had the urge to wake them up. Wife, get up, we're here. Wife. Zhang Yuxi woke up, we're here. Yes. The 2 of them held the baby and went back upstairs to sleep. Zhang Yuxi went to take a shower, and Lin Feng put the agricultural products in the kitchen. At this moment, the system's voice rang. Ling. Because the host took the baby to the countryside to experience life, a marrow cleansing pill is rewarded. Note, each person can take up to 3 marrow cleansing pills. After taking 3 pills, the body will reach the human limit. Right square bracket. Chapter 252 Lin's children's clothing. The next day. The sun rose as usual. The days passed by in a dull and ordinary way, nothing was different. The only difference was that Lin Feng felt that he had become more handsome again. Specifically, his hair was very smooth, his skin was wider, and his facial features were more deep and 3-dimensional. He felt full of strength and his body was lighter. It seemed that he had grown a lot taller all over. Zhang Yuxi also noticed the changes in Lin Feng. She felt that the man in front of her was a little different from usual. But it was not that different, it just made her blush and her heart beat faster. What's wrong? Zhang Yuxi looked closely at Lin Feng's skin and said jealously. You don't usually take care of your skin, you just use a facial cleanser. How come your skin is getting better day by day? Lin Feng pretended not to know and touched his face. Is it? How come I don't know? Zhang Yuxi asked again. The fragrance on your body is stronger than before. This Lin Feng really couldn't smell. Before, Zhang Yuxi mentioned that he had a very nice fragrance on his body. He thought it was the fragrance of laundry detergent and didn't pay much attention to it. Later, Zhang Yuxi found that the fragrance on Lin Feng's body was stronger. She even compared it with a laundry detergent at home. She found that it was the smell that Lin Feng had. It was light and gave people the feeling of an alluring perfume. The top note was light, which made her feel very comfortable and relaxed. The middle note was rich, a kind of imaginative fragrance, very unique. The base note was long-lasting, the kind of lingering fragrance that made people unforgettable. Really? I don't know. Zhang Yuxi was also confused, except for occasionally spraying perfume herself. Lin Feng was a person who had not even touched perfume. So where did the fragrance come from? Forget it, if you can't think of it, don't think about it. Husband, I'm going to school. Okay. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, babies. Lin Feng spent all his energy on the children. The early education class taught them a lot and they were much more sensible than before. In a blink of an eye, a month passed. The shop on Tuanji Road was decorated and looked very warm. The next step was to purchase goods. As early as when the store was decorated, the two had already planned what goods to buy. Liu Bo went to look for the source of goods. He did a big thing. Liu Bo went to the manufacturer of the brand in the store. He wanted to create his own children's clothing brand. The brand is called Lin's Children's Clothing. No brand makes a profit from the price difference, so they can make more money. Moreover, they also want to do e-commerce. On the internet, the brand is released at the same time. Therefore, the originally planned opening time was postponed again and again. The store is his own, and he only needs to pay the water and electricity bills, and does not need to pay rent, so he can afford it. In mid-December, Liu Bo got the samples and hurried to Guangzhou. Brother, sister-in-law, take a look. It's made by the same manufacturer as the brand we sold before. The workmanship quality will not be a problem. Take a look at the samples. The audience they are targeting is babies from 1 month to 3 years old. These styles are all the best-selling ones before, and customers have responded and liked them. Zhang Yuxi is very satisfied. Lin Feng also feels good. You did a good job this time. Liu Bo smiled and said, if it weren't for your financial support, this wouldn't be so smooth. They are a big factory that produces several lines of brands. If it weren't for the fact that the boss, Lin Feng, was worth over 100 million yuan, the factory wouldn't even want to see him. There are so many styles of winter clothes. Baby autumn clothes, sleeping bags, vests, sweaters, coats, down jackets, etc. These are all basic. There are even more styles of clothes for baby girls. There are several kinds of skirts alone. Liu Bo, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi have been choosing clothing styles for several weeks. They have been looking at sales styles on major apps. Finally, the dust has settled now. After the manufacturer produces the goods, they can start business as soon as the goods arrive. With the money in place, the manufacturer will give them priority in supplying goods. In 10 days, they will be able to get the first batch of goods. In a blink of an eye, it is almost New Year's Day. The first batch of goods arrived. Chen Ziaotong was transferred from the head office and 2 salesmen were hired. It took 2 nights to roughly inspect the batch of goods. It was decided to open on New Year's Day. On the other hand, the decoration of Yuhuli had been completed for more than 10 days. During this period, seats are being purchased, just as expected. Opening on New Year's Day. When the first batch of goods was delivered, Liu Bo hired an online marketing team and a high salary. It is said that many stores on the app were planned by their team. San Bao became a model and put on the clothes of the online store. Click, 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 and take photos. According to the ideas of Lin Feng and Liu Bo, the team designed the store and named it House of Quadruplets. After a series of operations, it was officially launched on 2 major domestic apps. At the same time, 4 professional customer service ladies were recruited. After a short period of training on the goods, they officially started working. The office was established in Rongte Haoding, Lin Feng's first house. The living room was transformed into a workroom, and there were 2 bedrooms for 4 customer service ladies to sleep. Food and accommodation were provided, and the treatment was very good. With customer service, the next thing was logistics. Coincidentally, there were 3 express delivery companies outside the community. Liu Bo reached a cooperation with them. After being busy, Liu Bo lost a full 10 pounds. But he was very energetic. The night before New Year's Day, Liu Bo brought his parents and Lin Feng's family. In the Anlin store, celebrated Happy New Year in advance. After this incident, everyone looked at Liu Bo with a new look. Liu Bo smiled and said, I'm just an errand boy, doing all the physical work. If it weren't for Brother Feng's support, who would care who I am and would have kicked me out long ago? After all, in this era, money makes it easier to get things done. If the money is in place, won't things be done naturally? And Lan clicked her tongue. You kid, you've learned to be humble. Liu Bo said seriously, really? I'm not kidding, those big factories only receive old customers, customers with a background, and customers with strength. An order is often worth millions. The smallest order is also worth hundreds of thousands. The person in charge who received me, after learning about our situation, never talked to me again after meeting once. In the end, I was turned away. I really had no choice but to show off Brother Feng's worth. And Lan asked with interest when she heard it, "How did you do it?" Liu Bo chuckled, "Brother Feng works in the bank and has applied for a black gold card. He asked the bank to process it. When the person in charge saw the information, his attitude immediately changed 180 degrees. He's even more changeable than a woman. When he saw me, he smiled so affectionately, and he wanted to become sworn brothers with me immediately. So in the later stage, it didn't take much effort to negotiate." And Lan gave a thumbs up and said, "You kid, you're good, not bad, keep up the good work in the future." Liu Bo laughed a few times after being praised by Lan. He felt a little embarrassed. Chapter 253, Opening into Locations Simultaneously. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. Raymond Lam will take the babies to attend the opening ceremony. Liu Bo is a little superstitious and says that all the 4 babies bring good fortune. As long as you bring them to the store, they will be a living signboard and the king of goods. So, in order to welcome the opening of the new store, Raymond Lam took the 4 babies to the store. Early in the morning, the arch balloons were tied and the opening flower baskets were delivered one after another. After 9 o'clock, the house of quadruplets officially opened. Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi stood at the door handing out flyers. The 4 babies stood in a row and also handed out flyers, which was very active. The appearance of the family is already eye-catching, but the babies are also innocent and cute. The most important thing is that the 4th and 2nd babies are very business-minded. They greeted everyone who passed by very politely. "Auntie, we have so many beautiful clothes here." "Wow, little brother is so cute. Auntie, do you want to buy him a piece of clothes? It will look better when he wears it." "Uncle, you are so handsome. Do you want to buy clothes? Super nice clothes." The above is the bombardment of sweet words from Erbeo. As for Sebeo, although his mouth is not so sweet, he is hardworking. Like a little bee, he runs around handing out flyers, which is very active. Dabeo is not lively and can't say nice things. He can only hand out flyers steadily. As for Sanbeo, the main thing is to be a Buddhist. I gave you the flyers, whether you want them or not, that's it. Not to mention the people passing by, even the employees of the surrounding shops stood at the door of the store to watch the excitement. The babies were clothes of their own brands, which has a good effect of bringing goods. Moreover, the quality of the clothes is really good. The styles are also popular styles. In the morning, 2/3 of the clothes in the store were sold. You know, this is only one morning. And the current store is a store of 300 square meters. In addition to clothes, many other things were also sold. Liu Bo posted the sales video and photos of the babies on the homepage of the e-commerce app. The online sales soared. It was noon in a blink of an eye. The babies ate the food on the lunch boxes, and the adults ordered takeout. "Brother Feng, why don't you leave later? There will be another wave of traffic in the afternoon. Because today is the New Year's Day holiday, the peak crowd is in the afternoon." When the babies woke up in the RV, it was already 3:30 in the afternoon. The flow of people gradually increased. Fortunately, Liu Bo had asked Chen Xiaotong to lay out the goods, so they could buy as much as they wanted. In the afternoon, it was even more lively, and the quadruplets became famous. Lin Feng asked the babies to sit at the cash register and not run around, because there were too many customers in the store. Sebeo asked for credit. "Dad, are Sebeo awesome?" Lin Feng praised him. "Not only Sebeo is awesome, you are awesome too." The babies smiled happily. It seems that being able to help adults do something is very fulfilling. At 5 or 6 in the evening, there were more people. Today is New Year's Day, and the store in Micheng is also going to open. So, when Lin Feng set out to return to Micheng, it was already 8 o'clock in the evening. Before leaving, Lin Feng said, "I will stay in Micheng for 2 days. You should worry about the store. If you have anything, call me." Liu Bo apologized. "I'm sorry, Brother Feng, I'm so busy that I have to come at this time." "It's okay, I also have responsibilities for this store. Then drive slowly and call me when you get there." "Okay." It was already 12 o'clock in the evening when they arrived at Mingai Villa in Micheng. Zhang Yuxi and the babies were already asleep. He went to the room and made the beds for the babies and adults. Then he woke up Zhang Yuxi. The two of them gently put the babies on the bed. After tossing and turning, Lin Feng called his parents and sent a message to Liu Bo. He also sent a message to Lin Jiajin and Zhang Yanmin. After doing all this, when he lay in bed, it was already past 1 in the morning. In the store, Zhang Anmin and Lin Jiajin sent a video. In the early stage, the promotion was very good. Flyers were distributed around Yuhuli, and banners were hung in Yuhuli for promotion. There was an LED screen inside Yuhuli, and Yuhuli also cooperated in the promotion. So on New Year's Day, the branch's business was very, very good. How good was it? It was so full that people had to queue up. The next day, Lin Dashin and his wife came to the door at the right time, just when the babies woke up. "Oh, my little grandson, do you miss Grandma and Grandpa? My little darlings, I haven't seen you for a month or two, and you have grown up a little. Look at our lovely Sanbeo, lying on the sofa. Is he not awake yet?" The couple amused the children, and Lin Feng was making breakfast in the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi was still sleeping. "Dad, Mom, do you want to eat?" "No, we came here after eating." Now for breakfast, Lin Feng gave the babies fresh milk to drink and egg bread to eat. These were all prepared in the RV. They can be given to the babies after eating. "Come, Grandma will take you to wash your hands." Lin Feng set breakfast for the babies. "Just drink milk, eat some bread, and add fried eggs." Zhou Qilin led the babies out with a warm smile on her face. They are like little adults now, more sensible than Xiaoan. This early education class is not in vain. There was no food in the refrigerator, so they brought a lot of fruits and vegetables, as well as chicken, duck, fish and meat. "Mom and Dad, what do you want to eat for lunch?" Zhou Qilin was teasing her grandson and perfunctorily said, "You decide, I don't care." Lin Dashin asked, "How many days will you stay this time?" Lin Feng prepared lunch, 2 days, go to the store in Rui Ge's driving school and then go back. Lin Dashin nodded, said nothing more, and teased the little grandson with his wife. They told their grandparents about the things they did when they went back to the countryside. Sibeo gestured with his hands. "We saw a big, fat pig, so big, so big." Zhou Qilin's eyes widened, and her acting skills were online. "Really? Where did you see such a big pig?" Sibeo was happy and spoke with a huff. "At my friend's house." Erbeo came over to add, "It's Zhang Chenchen's grandmother's house. We also saw snails." Zhou Qilin was very cooperative. "Snail, what do they look like?" Sibeo rushed to answer, but couldn't explain it clearly. "It's small, and it's not good looking." Erbeo, who is good at extending and adding, said, "It's so small, there's a small house on it, it crawls so slowly." Dabeo finally interrupted and said something. "It ran out from the cracks in the rocks." Zhou Qilin pretended to be surprised as if she had never seen the world. "So this is what snails look like. Grandma hasn't seen it yet. Someday, can you take me to see snails?" The babies nodded. "Next time I'll ask Grandma to watch it together." Zhou Qilin teased them, "What if Grandma is not with you?" Sanbeo, who had been silent, said, "Take a video for Grandma to see." Zhou Qilin held Sanbeo's little face. "This is a good idea, Grandma likes it." Zhang Yuxi rubbed her eyes and came down, saying softly, "Husband, good morning." She sat in the dining room in a daze and didn't notice that there were more people in the living room. Lin Feng handed over the breakfast, and Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Hubby, you are so nice. Heart, love you." Lin Feng raised his eyebrows. "Love you, Mua." I don't know if it's because she has been with the child for a long time. Zhang Yuxi's personality at home is becoming more and more like a child. Following Lin Feng's line of sight, she saw Lin Dashin and his wife in the living room. Zhang Yuxi woke up instantly. "Dad, Mom, you are here." Lin Dashin nodded, "Yes." Zhou Qilin smiled and said, "You got up." Zhang Yuxi hurriedly explained, "I slept late last night. So, I got up a little late today." Zhou Qilin smiled and said, "Have breakfast quickly, it's time for lunch." Zhang Yuxi was a little embarrassed, and hurriedly finished breakfast and went to wash the dishes. While Lin Feng was not paying attention, he twisted it lightly. "Hubby, my parents are here, why didn't you come to call me? Let her sleep until 11:30, what will they think of her now? Just ask, your son does housework and takes care of the children at home all day. My daughter-in-law sleeps until noon every day, does nothing, and eats everything without leaving any residue. People are all made of flesh and blood. If it were me, wouldn't I feel sorry for my son?" Lin Feng smiled, "It's not the first time they have seen you. Don't they know what kind of person you are? That being said, I still want to give them a good impression." Lin Feng coaxed her, Okay, don't be angry, my parents won't care about this." Zhang Yuxi's pouting mouth was so tight that you could hang a lantern on it. She was helping Lin Feng in the kitchen, with anger on her face. Wife? What for? You go to Yuhuli with Mom and the others in the afternoon. I'll go to see Brother Rui in the afternoon to see how the driving school he runs is going. Zhang Yuxi said. I'll come to Yuhuli to see you later. Zhang Yuxi said again. After lunch, Lin Feng took out a few bottles of good wine for Lin Dashan. Lin Dashan's eyes lit up. They are all good wines. Lin Feng smiled and said, I will give this to Mom for safekeeping. When you want to drink, tell her. Lin Dashan's smile froze on his face instantly. Joe Killen laughed. That's right, we should do it. You don't know that he drinks a lot now. When he has nothing to do all day, he either drinks and plays cards with your second uncle or goes fishing. He lives a comfortable life. At his age, he doesn't consider his health. Lin Dashan argued in a low voice, my two sons have grown up, and I don't have any burden on my shoulders. Joe Killen asked back, what's wrong? I'm not your burden. Lin Dashan hurriedly explained, you are different. Why is it different? Come on, come on, come on, I won't argue with you, whatever you say is what it is. Do you mean that I am making trouble for no reason? No, what I mean is that you are the burden of my second half of life. Huh? Suddenly being shown a loving look by his parents. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were a little helpless. Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi. Chapter 254, Beautiful Girl Chats. Lin Feng coaxed the babies to take a nap. Zhang Yuxi slept until 11 o'clock in the morning, so she couldn't take a nap anymore. Otherwise, what would her parents-in-law think of her? Like a pig? Zhang Yuxi didn't take a nap and chatted with her mother-in-law in the living room, talking about what happened in the Lin family recently. The most lively thing was Lin Xiaolin's tossing. I've been pregnant for 4 or 5 months, and I went to meet my parents with Song Yi. I just found out that the man and his ex-wife haven't gone through the divorce procedures yet, they're just living separately. Your third uncle and aunt found out, and they were so angry that they went to the hospital. They said they would never recognize her as their daughter again. Tell me, this incident. Alice. As he was talking, Lin Feng went downstairs. Wife, come here, I have something to tell you. Mom, the rooms are ready, you can take a nap if you want. Zhang Yuxi asked as she went upstairs, honey, what's the matter? Lin Feng held her hand, let's take a nap. He glanced at Zhang Yuxi, I know you want to sleep, but you're worried that my parents will think something, so you're holding on. Zhang Yuxi was deeply moved, but there was nothing she could do. Taking a nap has become a habit, and she gets sleepy when it's time. Holding Lin Feng's arm, Zhang Yuxi was deeply moved. Hubby, you really understand me too well. Lin Feng sighed, don't think too much. My parents are not that kind of people. It's just how it is. Don't be too deliberate. Zhang Yuxi pouted, I'm just afraid that my parents will be unhappy. Their son at home not only has to take care of the children, but also his wife, and he has to run around the house every day. But the daughter-in-law only knows how to sleep and eat all day, and does nothing else. Although I know they love me, after all, you are their son. Seeing you sleep and eat and sleep, they naturally have their own ideas in their hearts. Lin Feng sighed, forget it, if you really think so, I can't argue with you. Every day when he accompanies the babies to take a nap, Lin Feng gets sleepy at a certain time. In the afternoon, Lin Feng gets up. Joe Killen didn't sleep, she was doing housework. Mom, stop busying yourself. We can't stay here for many days. Joe Killen said with a smile, I have nothing to do anyway. I'm just sitting around doing nothing. By the way, are you going to Yuxi's parents' house for the new year this year? Lin Feng nodded, Yuxi misses them too. Okay, tell me before you go and bring some sausages and bacon I made. Yuxi's mom likes to eat this. Last time she came, she asked me to prepare some for her. She asked me about this a few days ago and said she would give me the money to buy meat. How could I take it? Are you going out? Lin Feng had already reached the entrance and changed his shoes. Mom, I'll drive Dad's car to Brother Rui's driving school. You and Yuxi go down to Yuhuli for a walk. I'll come to find you when I get there. Okay. Lin Feng drove the off-road vehicle for nearly 40 minutes and arrived at the outskirts of Micheng. Lin Rui had been in the driving school for so many years, and the set of procedures went smoothly without any problems. The office was located in the storefront he had bought before. The training ground is right here. It is a bit far from the city center, but this place is open and very suitable for driving practice. After all, it is a big car. You can't practice on the road like a small car. Lin Rui is much thinner than before, and he is more energetic. Lin Feng, I'm here. Brother Rui, I don't smoke. You don't smoke when the child is not here. I find it boring. Lin Rui took him to visit the cars that will be used for practice at the venue, not to mention the sedans. There are new and old ones. The old ones are 80% new, bought by Lin Rui through connections. With a little packaging, they are no different from new ones. 8 big cars, all brand new, are the appearance of the driving school. After a round, Lin Rui asked Lin Feng, "Are you satisfied?" Lin Feng smiled, "Not bad, Brother Rui is good at doing things. I'll treat you to a meal during the Chinese New Year." Lin Feng smiled and said, "I'm going to go back to Yuxi's parents' home during the Chinese New Year this year. It depends on the situation at that time." Okay. After leaving the driving school, they drove for more than 50 minutes and arrived at Zhuhuli. "Wife, where are you?" "My kids and I are at the amusement park on the 3rd floor. "What's it called?" "Something." "Then you guys play, I'll go check out the store." "Okay." Lin Feng came to the store. Business was good at this time. The waitress came forward to greet him. "Hello, how many people are there?" Lin Feng shook his head. "I'm not here to eat, I'm waiting for your boss." The waitress, "Okay." Lin Feng sat down at a random place and drank tea. Today, Lin Feng was wearing the black long coat that Zhang Yuxi bought on Shanxiajiu pedestrian street last time. After 3 times of cleansing his essence and marrow, Lin Feng's ability to resist cold is much stronger than that of ordinary people. It's getting cold in Micheng. Wearing a long-sleeved t-shirt inside and a coat, he doesn't feel cold at all. Lin Feng's super high appearance, eye-catching height, and clean temperament. Wherever he goes, he will become the focus. Especially those girls, they frequently look back with stars in their eyes. Look, there are 2 sexy and fashionable beauties in the store, who don't forget to touch up their makeup while eating. When Raymond Lam appeared in the store, both of them stared at him. They waited for about 2 minutes. They found that they had no companions, so they acted decisively. The 2 girls sat directly opposite Raymond Lam. Raymond Lam, who was watching a video, raised his head. "Long-legged beauty, little brother, are you alone? Do you want me to accompany you?" "Big-breasted beauty, anyway, we are bored now, how about sharing a table?" Raymond Lam said lightly, "Sorry, no sharing a table." The long-legged beauty directly showed the WeChat QR code. "Then how about we add each other as friends and make friends?" Raymond Lam showed a ring on his hand. "Sorry, I'm married." The 2 were stunned for a moment. Damn, they only looked at the face and didn't observe the details. The disappointment in the eyes of the long-legged beauty couldn't be hidden, but she still didn't give up. "It doesn't matter, just be friends." The big-breasted beauty nodded. "Even if you are married, you can still have your own friends." Raymond Lam. Did he take care of the children for too long and was out of touch with society? Or are the girls nowadays so casual? He had already made it very clear. He smiled faintly and took out a photo of Zhang Yuxi from his phone. "This is my wife." Chapter 255. The makeup is too heavy and the person is too ugly. In the photo, Zhang Yuxi was wearing a home dress. Her delicate face, without makeup, an extremely sweet smile amazed the 2 girls. Out of instinctive jealousy, they thought that this photo must have been photoshopped. Long-legged beauty, brother, your wife is really beautiful, but this photo must have been photoshopped, right? Big-breasted beauty, I think so too. Her skin is not that good, and the lip color, you can tell at a glance that she has applied lipstick. Long-legged beauty, not only that, the eyelashes are clearly visible, you can tell at a glance that she is a makeup master, with great skills. Big-breasted beauty, and this nose, so straight, is it because of shadows and highlights? Facing the comments of the 2 women, Lin Feng frowned, his expression a little unhappy. If you are not as beautiful as others, you should be brave enough to admit it, and don't blame everything on makeup. My wife never wears makeup at home. On the contrary, do you apply powder or putty? How much contouring and concealer do you use? The 2 women's faces changed slightly. The long-legged beauty said unyieldingly, "You are not a woman, how do you know she doesn't wear makeup?" The busted beauty followed suit and said, "Yes, maybe she put on makeup secretly behind your back to create the illusion that she is a natural beauty." The long-legged beauty snorted, "You men, how can we women understand women as well as we do?" The busted beauty smiled and said, "That's right. Maybe your wife has had plastic surgery." As he was talking, Lin Feng saw Zhang Yuxi enter the store and look around for him. Lin Feng showed a boastful smile. In that case, let me show you my wife in person. Lin Feng stood up and waved to Zhang Yuxi. Wife, I'm here. Zhang Yuxi's smile just showed, but when she saw the two gorgeous women beside Lin Feng, it gradually froze. Because she had to go to class, she couldn't wear anything too revealing. Zhang Yuxi's clothing styles were mainly simple and capable. Except for shoes, there were few high-heeled mature styles, and they were all sports and casual styles. Zhang Yuxi's fair and slender legs, plus sports shoes, were at least 1.72 meters tall. This height is taller than most girls. Coupled with the cold aura emanating from her body, she is definitely an iceberg beauty. The two girls turned their heads and were shocked by the aura and dared not say a word. In their minds, the photo they had just seen suddenly appeared. That smile was extremely sweet. But compared to the woman now, it was like two different people. Zhang Yuxi glanced at them lightly. Honey, who are these two? Lin Feng hugged her and turned away. The makeup is too heavy, the person is too ugly, I don't know who they are. The two girls were so angry that their chests heaved, and they didn't know what to say. Just now, from a close observation, Zhang Yuxi was indeed without makeup, and she didn't even wear lipstick. After all, they are also makeup masters. They can tell at a glance whether the other party has put on makeup or not. There is no way, facing the crushing blow, they can only sit back in shame. Zhang Yuxi raised her eyebrows slightly. Honey, not bad. Lin Feng glanced at her. Are you praising me? Zhang Yuxi's eyebrows curved. Of course. In fact, the two girls just now were not as ugly as he said. She has a nice body, looks okay, and her dressing style is revealing. For men, it is still very lethal. But Lin Feng resisted this temptation for her, and she was really happy. By the way, Yuxi, why are you here? I just met my second aunt. She and my mother were watching the children in the playground, so I took the opportunity to come and see them. In fact, she can't leave Lin Feng. She is used to having him by her side, and she will miss him after leaving for a while. Isn't Jiajin here? He said he will be here soon. Speak of the devil, and the devil will appear. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, I'm here. Have you been waiting for a long time? Lin Feng shook his head. No. Go to the office and sit for a while. Yes. Zhang Yuxi said, then you guys are busy, I'll go take care of the children. There is an office here, and in addition, there is a simple bed. Sometimes Wang Lu will bring the child to see him, and the baby will have a place to sleep when he is sleepy. How is it in Guangzhou? Lin Feng said calmly, everything is normal. I saw your new store opening, business is booming. Lin Feng smiled, this time I can have my own brand, thanks to Liu Bo. This year, he has grown very fast and can stand on his own. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, you are always right when you judge people. As they chatted, Lin Jiajin talked about Song Yi. Some time ago, he asked me to borrow 100,000 yuan. I didn't lend it to him, and Xiaolin came to me again. She really is getting worse and worse, that man is too good at pretending. After listening to Lin Jiajin's complaints for a while, Lin Feng saw that it was getting late. I'm leaving. Stay for dinner. No, I'm going home for dinner and then back to Yangchang. In such a hurry. Yuxi has to go to school tomorrow. When her school is on holiday, I will take Yuxi to her parents' house to celebrate the new year. That's right, it's time to go. Yuxi hasn't been back for more than 2 years. This time I will accompany her to have some fun. Okay, when will you come back? Let's get together with the brothers. You have to come back on the 15th day of the lunar year. Lin Jiajin sent Lin Feng out. On the way to the amusement park, he met the babies. Everyone had a toy in their hands and ran over to show off to him. Dad, this is the little princess that Grandma bought me. Is it pretty? This transformer was bought for me by Grandpa. Is it handsome? Mine is Ultraman. Is it big? Mine is a small piano. Not only did they play, but they also received small gifts. The babies were so happy. Back to the Lin family. Zhou Qilin said she didn't want her son to cook anything. Go away, I'll let you taste mom's cooking anyway. Lin Dashan stood aside and advised, let's not do that, I want to taste my son's cooking. Zhou Qilin glared at him fiercely, my son hasn't eaten my cooking for a long time. But I've been eating it for a long time. What do you mean? Do you think my cooking is unpalatable, or are you tired of it? What's the matter? Other places have better food, you can go eat somewhere else. I don't mean anything else. Oh, forget it, you cook it. Lin Feng was used to their quarrels. How about this, I'll cook some of his favorite dishes for Dad later. Lin Dashan was overjoyed. Okay. Joe Killen snorted, don't spoil your dad. You've spoiled his taste. Now when he sees me cooking, his nose is not a nose, his eyes are not eyes, he is very picky. Lin Dashan pouted, my son wants to cook for me, you are too nosy. I won't talk to you anymore, I'm going to coax my little grandson. Chapter 256 Return to the Magic City. Soon, the winter vacation arrived. And Lan took this opportunity to go back to Shanghai with Lin Feng. This way, they can also take care of the babies. Before leaving, they bought the tickets for the day in advance. During the Chinese New Year, the store was the busiest. And Lan was worried and had to do it herself. 2 hours later, the plane arrived at Shanghai International Airport. Zhang Fuiong and Zhao Lizhan were waiting at the airport pickup point, looking anxious and expectant. Because the flight they were taking would have irregular delays, they had to wait in advance. So, they arrived at the airport an hour in advance. Here. Zhao Lizhan was as happy as a child, so excited. Zhang Fuiong, who was looking at his mobile phone, immediately raised his head. Where is it? Where is it? Zhao Lizhan blamed. I told you to look at your mobile phone less and not listen to it. Now you are presbyopic. Zhang Fuiong. Does this have anything to do with him looking at his mobile phone? There were so many people picking up the plane, and he was standing at the back, and he couldn't even see it, okay? But the next second, he saw his daughter and son-in-law who stood out from the crowd. The couple, who are both good-looking and have great temperaments, and the cute quadruplets, instantly became the focus of everyone. Zhao Lizhan muttered, why do I feel that my son-in-law is getting more and more handsome? Zhang Fuiong took a look, really? Zhao Lizhan shouted, Yuxi, Lin Feng, and Lan, grandchildren. Lin Feng now holds a baby in each hand without any pressure. In his left hand is the third baby who has not woken up, and in his right hand is the fourth baby who is pestering him to hold him. Zhang Yuxi holds the second baby in her hand, and Lan holds the first baby in her hand. But Lan is so tired that her arms are sore as soon as she comes back. The fourth baby is always the most energetic one. Ran forward, Grandpa, Grandma. We are here. Zhang Fuiong picked up the fourth baby who jumped into his arms. Do you miss Grandpa? The fourth baby answered crisply, yes. Zhao Lizhan asked quickly, do you miss Grandma? Yes. Zhang Fuiong smiled happily. Come, let Grandpa see if the little guy has grown handsome. Yes, still so cute and handsome. The fourth child smiled. And Lan handed the confused Dabao to Zhao Lizhan. Auntie, you hold him. This kid is too heavy. My arms are numb. I'll go get the luggage. Zhao Lizhan took it. Oh, it's true. The fat on this body is not on vain. It's really fat. She coaxed Dabao. Dabao, wake up and see who I am. Do you remember? Dabao slowly opened his eyes. Grandma. Zhao Lizhan was happy. Oh, Dabao still remembers Grandma. Do you miss Grandma? Dabao nodded. The second child in Zhang Yuxi's arms also woke up and looked around in confusion. Mom, where are we? We're at Grandma's place. Look, who is this? The second child was energetic. Wow, Grandma, Grandpa. The couple answered at the same time, hey. Zhang Yuxi took the third child from Lin Feng. The third child didn't want to get off the ground and walked, and wanted to pester his father. Lin Feng held her, I'll go help with the luggage. And Lan kept it a secret this time when she came back, and no one knew about it. Zhao Lizhan and Zhang Fuiong only found out after seeing her. And Lan wanted to give her parents a surprise. For the safety of the babies, child safety seats were installed in the car. The couple drove a car each, and within Lan, there was just enough space. Send Lan home first. When they arrived at the community, Lan was excited and nervous. She hadn't been home for a long time, and they must be very happy to see her. Boss Lin, thank you for your hard work. I'll go back first. Lin Feng smiled and waved goodbye to Lan. Half an hour later, Lin Feng drove to villa area. Home. Zhang Yuxi got out of the car and looked at the building in front of her, as if she were in another world. 2 years ago, she ran away from home, desperate and helpless at that time. With a reckless stupidity, she realized that she was too naive after being beaten by reality. But because of this, She met the child's father by accident. Start your own happy life? Thinking about it now, things have really changed. Zhao Lizian saw what her daughter was thinking and whispered, "Don't stand there stupidly, go home." Zhang Yuxi nodded. After entering the house, Zhang Yuxi realized that they had moved the coffee table in the living room, Zhang Fu Aiyong's collection, etc. away. The space was freed up to place children's toys. When the babies saw so many new toys, they didn't run over to play immediately, but looked at Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled slightly. "Go play. Come, I'll take you to the room." After opening the door, the layout was no different from when Zhang Yuxi left. The only difference was that a big bed was replaced. The side that was not against the wall was added with a fence to prevent children from climbing over. There are 4 rooms in the villa. One is the servant's room, one is the guest room, another is the master bedroom, and the other is the second bedroom. The master bedroom where Zhang Yuxi lives is a little larger than the master bedroom of Kehu Villa. "Take your time to pack your things, I'll make dinner." After saying that, he couldn't wait to leave. What he said was making dinner, but actually he just wanted to play with his grandchildren. Oh my, they are all so cute. Zhang Yuxi sat on the bed, looked around, and her nose felt a little sour. Lin Feng opened the box to organize the things of the adults and the babies. After packing, he found that Zhang Yuxi was in a bad mood. "What's wrong, honey?" Zhang Yuxi choked a little. "Nothing, I just feel that I am sometimes very ignorant." Lin Feng hugged her. "I know what you are thinking. Things are over, and now our family is reunited, which is great." Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng. "Husband, what would have happened if we hadn't met at that time? I would probably still live in the old house, raising 4 children by myself. Living a tight and anxious life." Lin Feng coaxed her. "There is no if. In fact, we met. This may be. There is a plan in the dark." Zhang Yuxi also felt it was magical. Maybe it was really the fate of the 2 people. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 257. I will enjoy my life if I don't have grandchildren. Zhang Yuxi calmed down and went to wash her face. Pulling Lin Feng, she introduced the structure of the villa to him. "It's actually similar to ours, but the layout is a little different. Zhang Fu Aiyong bought this villa more than 10 years ago. The garage is on the left side of the villa, similar to built carport. It looks like it was built by humans. As for the original garage on the first floor below ground, Zhang Fu Aiyong converted it into his own collection room. Inside are antiques, calligraphy and paintings that he has collected over the years." After visiting the villa, he returned to the living room. The 2 old men played games with the babies like old children. Dabeo and Sabeo played shooting with the old man. The toy guns make a thumping sound and have a mechanism. Zhang Fu Aiyong lay on the mat without any image, struggling to death, covering his chest and pretending to be injured. "Ah, your shooting skills are amazing." I'm injured, ah." Zhang Fu Aiyong pretended to scream in pain while touching the toy gun. He picked up the gun and immediately shot at the 2 babies. "But you never expected that I also have a gun, ho ha ho ha." Sabeo covered his chest and exaggeratedly acted out a painful expression. "Ah, I'm hurt. Brother." Dabeo hid behind Zhao Lizian and took out a gun and pointed it at Zhang Fu Aiyong. Zhang Fu Aiyong's embarrassing acting skills were once again on the line. Covering his chest, he pretended to be in pain and said, "Ah, you hit me again. What a great sharpshooter." As he said that, Zhang Fu Aiyong did not move, pretending that he was shot dead. Sabeo and Dabeo were happy. "Let's play more, let's play more." For them, this kind of game can be played endlessly. Here, Zhao Lizian was braiding the hair of Erbeo and Sanbeo's Barbie dolls and dressing them in small clothes. "Come on, let's put this crown on the little princesses, okay? Let them be as beautiful as you. Now let's choose for the little princesses and see what shoes they look good in." Sanbeo likes exquisite and beautiful things. Pointing to a pair of shoes with sparkling diamonds on them. "Then let's use this, it looks nice." "Erbeo, what do you choose?" "Slippers." That's fine too." Lin Feng looked at the time and went to the kitchen to cook with Zhang Yuxi. "Don't do it, I'll do it." Zhao Lizian was about to get up, but Erbeo asked her to make a bun for the Barbie doll. Just like her. Zhao Lizian sat back down. "Wait, I'll be here soon." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Mom, you can play with the kids, Lin Feng and I will do it." The couple got busy in the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi whispered about Zhao. Before, there were servants at home who cooked 3 meals a day and cleaned the house, so my mom didn't have to do anything. Now my mom has opened her own dance class, and she's not as busy as before, so she started to be a housewife again. Her cooking skills are just okay, but I can't say she's very good at it. In order to keep in shape, she prefers light food, most of which is boiled. Occasionally, she also makes healthy meals. My dad can't stand it, so my mom forces him to eat. As we eat, our family gets used to it. Such ordinary things in the past have now become her memories. After searching in the kitchen for a while, Lin Feng smiled and said, "I can see it. In this kitchen, the seasonings are all basic, and the bowls and chopsticks are for 2 people. The extra tableware is stored on the cabinet above the head. There's everything in the refrigerator." 40 minutes later, Lin Feng finished a meal. Zhang Yuxi shouted, "Mom, Dad, take the babies to wash their hands and eat." "Okay. By the way, check if their backs are sweaty." "Got it." Everything was ready, and everyone sat down for dinner. Zhao said, "After dinner, let's go to the small park opposite for a walk." When they arrived at the small park, there were many people taking a walk in the evening. They were all from the nearby community, and many of them knew Zhang Yuxi's family. Then, they met an aunt. "Hey, Lizan, these 4 children are twins, right? Your grandchildren?" Zhao looked proud. "Yes, they are all my grandchildren, 1.5 years old this year." The other party was shocked. "They are really your grandchildren, quadruplets? Your daughter is so fertile, right?" Zhao snorted. "It's my daughter who is capable," the other party said. "I heard from people in the community that you are a grandmother before. I didn't expect it to be true. You are so blessed." Zhao smiled slightly. "I think I am blessed too." Seeing Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng, the other party smiled and said, "Hey, isn't this Yuxi? I haven't seen you for a long time. It turns out that you went to give birth." Zhao best friend Zhang Yuxi knew her, but she only had a little impression, and couldn't even call out her name, so she called her aunt. The other party looked at Lin Feng. "This is your son-in-law. He is so handsome, and he and your daughter are a perfect match." She kept sighing. "You are so lucky now. Your daughter has started a family and you don't have to worry about it." Zhao said with a smile, "Aren't you lucky too? I heard that your daughter brought you a foreign son-in-law this year." When this was mentioned, the other party sighed. "Don't mention it. He said he will live abroad in the future, and I'm afraid we won't see him many times a year." Zhang Yuxi comforted her. "As long as the man is good to your daughter, the couple can live a good life in the future." The other party immediately complained, "Live a good life? Haha, eating bread and steak every day. What nutrition can that have? I told them to cook, but they didn't listen." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Young people are like this. When you become a parent in the future, you will understand." The other party's expression was so bad. They said they would consider having children after they had enough fun. Do you think they are crazy? One is 33 and the other is 31. The later this woman gives birth, the worse it is for both the adults and the children. You didn't listen to me. I'm really mad at you." Zhao couldn't help but feel sympathetic. Comforting her, "Don't be angry. Your body is your own. As the saying goes, children and grandchildren have their own blessings. If I don't have grandchildren, I will enjoy my happiness. Let them live their own lives." The other party looked at Sibeo with envy. "I don't know when I can hold my grandchild." In comparison, she felt that she was such a poor mother. Chapter 258 worth 10 billions. After walking forward for a while, they met acquaintances again. Zhang Fuiong and Zhao were so happy. When they saw acquaintances, they showed off their grandchildren and excellent son-in-law. The babies were also very well behaved, sweet-mouthed and sensible, and they didn't look like 1.5-year-old children at all. The pairs Zhao knew were envious to death. Before, there were rumors that Zhang Yuxi had a child out of wedlock. Although there was no real hammer, it was almost true. Everyone kept this matter in their hearts and didn't say much. But there is no wall that is impenetrable in the world. The couple had heard some of it. What was said about their daughter being undisciplined, a good overseas student, coming back to feed the dog, etc. This time, the couple decided to shut those people up. "See, my daughter is as beautiful as a flower. My son-in-law is handsome and rich, and the grandchildren are obedient and sensible. They are so happy now. Several aunts chatted with Zhao Lizian as they walked. What does your son-in-law do? Zhao Lizian couldn't hide her pride. He is an investor, and his current net worth is several hundred million. They were all shocked and asked in disbelief. Is it true? He's worth over 100 million at such a young age. Zhao Lizian was confident and said proudly, of course, this can be checked, there is no fraud. After a pause, she said, no, it should be more than a few hundred million. Turning to ask Lin Feng, how much do you have now, including real estate? Lin Feng thought for a while, probably tens of billions. Zhao Lizian was also shocked, and now she was more confident. She asked, tens of billions? I remember it was only a few hundred million a few months ago. Lin Feng cooperated and said, I bought a hotel and opened 2 stores, and the business is very good. Zhao Lizian said proudly, so that's it. The others were dumbfounded, thinking that people like Zhao Lizian didn't need to pretend. A dancer still has her own pride and nobleness. One of them was jealous. Lizian, your daughter has good taste. She found such a good son-in-law for you. That's right. I said that your daughter has such good conditions and graduated from a famous foreign university. She will definitely marry well in the future. See if I was right. She is worth 10 billion at such a young age. It's not easy. That's right. She also gave you 4 grandchildren in one breath. We can't envy such a blessing. I said that your complexion is getting better day by day. You must have used some rejuvenation skincare products. Seeing their envious expressions and listening to their compliments, Zhao Lizian was so happy in her heart. She pretended to sigh, Alice, I didn't agree with my daughter to marry far away. Although my son-in-law is rich, our family also has some assets. What if she gets bullied after marrying? The sky is high and the road is long. How can I see it? You also know that I only have Yuxi as a child, and I have always treasured her very much. This girl is also stubborn. She insists on following him. What can I do? I can only compromise. Others said quickly. To be honest, your son-in-law is really handsome, tall, and looks gentle. Oh, don't say that. Your daughter found such a good son-in-law for you. If it were me, I would be so happy. That's right, you are showing off now. Zhao Lizian stopped when she saw that it was going well, and said with a smile. Indeed, he has been very good to my daughter for so many years. He treats her like a princess. On the other side, Zhang Fuiong was still showing off to people he knew. He made the old men of the same age very envious. Parents care most about their children's lifelong events and future. Men are afraid of entering the wrong profession, and women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. Now you can rest assured to take care of your old age, and don't work so hard every day. That's right, if it were me, I would play golf, go hiking, and travel every day. I also want to find a son-in-law like this for my daughter. At this time, the wind started to blow. It was time to go back. Amid the envious eyes of a group of peers, the family left. Zhao Lizian and her husband both had rosy faces, looking like they had won a battle. It was late at night and everyone was asleep. Zhao Lizian sat on the bed, feeling very happy. I've been holding back my anger for so long, and now I finally let it out. Haha, don't think I don't know what everyone said about Yuxi behind her back. Now you know what it means to be slapped in the face. My son-in-law is worth 10 billion. Zhang Fuiong, who had been reading a book, was stunned for a moment. What did you say? Zhao Lizian smiled elegantly and raised her chin. Your son-in-law, including real estate, is worth tens of billions. Zhang Fuiong took off his reading glasses. You are not kidding me, are you? Zhao Lizian snorted coldly. Do you think I am kidding you? Zhang Fuiong was lost in thought for a long time before he slowly said, well, this kid has a promising future, and it is worth it for Yuxi to follow him. Yes. To be honest, it is still our Yuxi who has good taste. Zhang Fuiong seized the question. What do you mean? Do you mean that your taste is not good? Zhao Lizian asked back indifferently. What do you think? Hey, you should make your words clear. I don't want to pay attention to you. You. Forget it, I won't talk to you about these nonsense. On this side, Zhang Yuxi lay on Lin Feng's chest and asked, Husband, do you really have so much money? Yes. Zhang Yuxi didn't say a word. Lin Feng asked, what's wrong? Zhang Yuxi smiled, I just found out that you are so rich, husband. Then did I find a treasure? Lin Feng hugged her tightly and didn't say anything. The next day, Lin Feng woke up on time. When he went downstairs, Zhao Lizian was humming a little tune while cooking porridge and listening to a health lecture. "You're awake. The porridge will be ready in a while." Lin Feng smelled a faint smell of burning. It was so slight that only he could smell it. He went to wash his hands and pretended to take a casual look. The porridge in the pot was indeed about to burn. "Mom, let me do it." "No, I can do it myself." Zhao Lizian smiled and said, "I bought a clay pot specially and boil it slowly." As she was talking, there was a bang, and the clay pot exploded. At the moment the explosion sounded, Lin Feng quickly pulled Zhao Lizian away with lightning speed. At the same time, he used the pot cover to block the two of them. The explosion woke up the father and daughter upstairs. Chapter 259. The son-in-law is so capable. Bang, bang, bang. Accompanied by the sound of hurried footsteps, Zhang Fuiong and his daughter came down and were stunned. The kitchen was in a mess, with porridge overflowing everywhere, and the casserole almost exploded in half. Lin Feng turned off the fire, and in a blink of an eye he saw Zhang Yuxi rushing over and checking everywhere. Her little face had already turned pale with fear. "Husband, let me see if you are injured." Seeing Zhang Yuxi trembling with fear and her hands shaking uncontrollably, his heart softened. "I'm fine, luckily my mother and I hid in time, otherwise it would have exploded on me." Zhang Yuxi asked uncertainly, "Are you really not injured?" Lin Feng shook his head, "Really not." Zhang Yuxi then remembered that her mother was still there, and hurriedly asked, "Mom, are you okay?" The first person she saw just now was Lin Feng. She didn't notice anything else. Zhao Lizian's mind had been confused just now. Now she woke up and shook her head, "It's okay." Zhang Fuiong, like Zhang Yuxi, checked carefully and made sure that she was not injured before she breathed a sigh of relief. "It's good that you're okay, it's good that you're okay," Zhao Lizian said with lingering fear. Fortunately, Lin Feng reacted quickly, otherwise I would definitely be injured. Zhang Fuiong was angry and amused at once. "I told you not to touch the clay pot in the future, but you didn't listen." Well, it exploded again. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were shocked when they heard it. It turned out that this was not the first explosion. Zhao Lizian's face changed slightly, and she said awkwardly, "This happened several years ago, why do you keep mentioning it? Besides, how can you blame me? There must be something wrong with the quality of the clay pot." Zhang Fuiong couldn't help laughing. "If there is a quality problem once, I can still believe it. But this has happened twice or three times, and today is the fourth time." Zhao Lizian widened her eyes, "How can there be 4 times?" Zhang Fuiong counted on his fingers. "The first time, when Yuxi was in her senior year of high school, you gave her chicken soup. Did it explode?" Zhao Lizian asked back, "Did it?" Zhang Fuiong immediately said, "Of course not." Zhang Yuxi recalled and whispered, "Mom, the aunt at home told me that the casserole did explode." Zhao Lizian curled her lips, "Why don't I remember it?" Zhang Fuiong continued, "The second time, Yuxi was studying abroad, and you went to rent a house to visit her. We went to all the supermarkets, big and small, and finally found a casserole. It was still chicken soup. Did it explode again?" The three of them all remembered this. Zhao Lizian was choked for a moment. "What else?" Zhang Fuiong said, "Since then, did I tell you not to use the clay pot? You didn't listen. The third time I was sick and you made chicken soup for me, and it exploded again, right?" Zhao Lizian was unwilling to accept it. "Blame me." Zhang Fuiong was angry and amused when he saw her expression. "Who else should I blame if not you? Maybe you and the clay pot are not compatible. Just don't use the clay pot anymore. You said that this time or twice, maybe it was a quality problem, I believe it. But the same problem happened 3 or 4 times, do you say it's the clay pot's problem? Isn't it your problem?" Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng both found it incredible. If this is a coincidence, it's too coincidental. Zhao Lizian was immediately furious. "I used a clay pot to make chicken soup for you. Oh, now you say that clay pots and I don't get along, and it's my fault that it exploded. Okay, then I will never touch a clay pot again. You can't have a bite of chicken soup I stewed in the future. I won't do it anymore." Zhang Fuiong said quickly, "Look at what you said. I'm not stopping you from stewing chicken soup, just don't use a clay pot. Can't an electric pressure cooker do it?" Zhao Lizian snorted coldly, "Can that be more delicious than stewing in a clay pot?" Zhang Fuiong, "Aren't they both stewed chicken soup? What's the difference?" When seeing parents quarreling, children must go to persuade them to stop fighting. At this time, Lin Feng heard Sibao's voice coming from upstairs. I want to go see the child. Zhang Yuxi nodded and turned to coax Zhao Lizhan. Don't be angry, Mom. Dad didn't mean that. He cares about you. He won't let you touch the clay pot. Some mysterious things can't be explained. We should avoid them if we can. You said that if Lin Feng wasn't here today, you would definitely be hurt. What can we do then? Zhang Fuiong said quickly. What do you think is more important, the chicken soup or you? Zhao Lizhan was speechless, but she was still angry. Okay, I get it. Go see your grandson. Zhang Yuxi nodded, yes. After her daughter and son-in-law left, Zhao Lizhan glanced over. Zhang Fuiong quickly apologized. I'm sorry, I said some harsh words in a hurry. Don't be angry, I didn't mean it. Zhao Lizhan snorted coldly, sat down and patted her chest. Zhang Fuiong took the initiative and quickly went to clean up the mess. Zhao Lizhan sighed and decided that in the future, she really wouldn't touch the clay pot. Upstairs, when Lin Feng was cleaning up the babies, he suddenly laughed. Zhang Yuxi asked, what are you laughing at? Lin Feng said, it turns out that blowing up the kitchen is hereditary. Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng still remembers that Zhang Yuxi wanted to cook for him in the villa before. She almost blew up the kitchen. Lin Feng still remembers that incident vividly. Zhang Yuxi thought about it and defended herself. I can make instant noodles and boil an egg. But when it's too complicated, I feel like my hands are out of control. I don't know why. Lin Feng used to think that this kind of people are amazing, but he didn't expect that he would marry such a wife. Fortunately, he has the skills to help him, so he has no pressure to cook. Wife, you come, I'll cook. Okay. When Lin Feng went downstairs, Zhang Fuiong had already finished cleaning. Thank you for your hard work, Lin Feng. It's not hard. I often cook at home and I'm used to it. If you think it's too tiring to take care of children and do housework, just find an aunt to help. So far, I can handle it. Let's see when the children are older. Yet, in less than half an hour, Lin Feng prepared breakfast for both adults and babies. They all thought at the same time, this son-in-law is really capable. Chapter 260 The Baby's Acting Skills. After breakfast, Zhao Lizhan and Zhang Fuiong took the babies to play in the yard. In order to make the babies happy, Zhang Fuiong dug a shallow pond in the yard. It was only 20 centimeters wide, 15 centimeters deep and 2 meters long. There were several small fighting fish bought in it, each of which was only the size of the baby's palms. Zhang Fuiong also made a fishing rod. With fish feet hung on the hook, it looked quite real. The babies sat in a row, each holding a fishing rod, fishing in a very realistic way. Zhao Lizhan and Zhang Fuiong also joined in. It really worked. The first one to catch a small fish was Sanbao. When he saw the fishing rod moving, he pulled a small fish up. His brothers and sisters were so envious. Sanbao took his own small bucket and ran into the house. Mom and Dad, I caught a fish. In the living room, Zhang Yuxi was showing Lin Feng the old photo album of the family. Seeing Sanbao coming over, Lin Feng quickly caught her for fear that she would fall. Look, this is what I caught. I caught it first, my brothers and sisters didn't catch any. The couple saw Sanbao showing off his treasures, so they couldn't help but praise his hands-on ability. Wow, Sanbao is so good and amazing. Not bad, keep it up. Sanbao nodded heavily, carrying the small bucket and running out again. Lin Feng reminded, run slowly, be careful not to fall. Okay. Sanbao ran back and sat down obediently. Then he saw Dabao also caught a fish and smiled happily. Sanbao hurriedly said, brother is so good. Sanbao is the most quiet, so he is not impatient when fishing. Dabao, Erbao and Sabao are all impatient. If the fish swims to that side, the fish hook will move to that side. How can you catch fish like this? Dabao is better, and he caught another fish not long after. Look at Sabao and Erbao again. Sabao is the kind of person who is happy whether he can catch a fish or not. Erbao also wants a cute little fish. Because he was working next to Sabao, he couldn't catch any fish at all. He looked at Zhao Lizhan pitifully and aggrieved. Grandma. Zhao Lizhan quickly asked Erbao to stay away from Sabao and took her to sit with Sanbao. In less than 2 minutes, the fish was hooked. Sabao had almost finished playing and found that each of his brothers and sisters had a small fish. Only he didn't. This gap is also reflected in children. But Sabao is heartless and unconventional. He squatted down decisively and used his own small bucket to catch fish. Well, This method is really very Sibeo. How can other babies catch fish when Sibeo makes a fuss? Moreover, they think catching fish is also very interesting. The couple held the children's sleeves and watched them play. Zhao Lizian looked at the smiling faces on their faces and couldn't help laughing. It's better to have more children. On the other side, Lin Feng, who was looking at the photo album, found that Zhang Yuxi was really beautiful since she was a child. Under the influence of Zhao Lizian, she started to learn dance since she was a child and her body flexibility is very good. It was originally thought that the mother and daughter would take the same path, become a dancer. Unexpectedly, in the end, in the process of growing up, Zhang Yuxi found that she liked to be a teacher and educate students. In the end, she resolutely gave up the path of learning dance. Although Zhao Lizian felt sorry, she still fully supported her daughter's idea. When she was young, Zhao Lizian could be said to be peerless. Now she is also a beautiful and elegant lady, and there is still a shadow of the peerless stage between her eyebrows. Wife, we will hold the wedding next summer. Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment, and she was looking forward to it. Okay. Every woman is full of fantasies and expectations for her wedding. When Zhang Yuxi was in high school, she fantasized about how her Prince Charming would marry her. That day, she would definitely wear a white wedding dress, and he would come on a white horse. At noon, it was time for Lin Feng to cook again. Zhao Lizian came over and said, "Let's go out for lunch at noon. I know a restaurant that tastes good. I'll take you to try it." Then, the family packed up and went out. Shanghai is a first-tier city. Zhang Yuxi's family is considered to be above average, and Zhao Lizian is also a well-known dancer. Now retired, she often serves as a judge. They came to a high-end Chinese restaurant. Because it was dinner time, except for the private rooms, all the seats outside were full. However, the private rooms have a fee standard, which is calculated per person, and infants are not charged. However, there are no independent private rooms, only the living room private rooms, which are similar to the private rooms with 2 or 3 tables. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but sigh, business is still so good. This is a round dining table for 6 people, and the restaurant provides children's dining chairs. Before Lin Feng came, he fed the babies well, and they just played with toys. Zhao Lizian ordered the special dishes here and gave Zhang Yuxi the menu. "What do you want to order?" Zhang Yuxi came over. "Honey, this is my favorite. It's delicious, you try it." "And this?" Zhao Lizian said with a smile, "Don't order if you can't eat so much, come back later." The waiter quickly used his own software to operate and place the order. She served fruits and tea, etc., and then stood aside without saying a word. Her eyes were always on the babies, and she was screaming in her heart. "Oh my god, quadruplets. Each one is so cute. Seeing them, even a single dog like me can't help but want to get married and have children." Suddenly, the toy in Sanbao's hand fell. The waiter hurried over to pick it up, smiling and saying, "For the little friend." Sanbao smiled at her and said softly, "Thank you, Auntie." Wow, her little heart, the blood tank is empty. "You're welcome." The waiter couldn't control herself at all. "Little friend, how old are you?" Sanbao stretched out a finger. 1 year old, and a half. The waiter was quite surprised, really didn't know that he grew so well. 15 minutes to cook fish, all the dishes were served. Since the last time Sabao was spicy, this memory seems to have gradually faded. The power of foodie began to awaken again. Sabao blinked his little mouth and looked at the delicious food on the table. Suddenly, he felt that the toy in his hand was not fragrant, which was different from Dabao, who stared at it eagerly and was indifferent. Sabao is a man of action, calling out, "Grandma." Zhao Lizian quickly smiled. "What's wrong, Sabao?" Sabao was about to ask for a hug, but Erbao got there first. "Grandma, Erbao misses you, hug." Sabao looked at Erbao a little confused, as if to say, "What are you doing?" Zhao Lizian picked up Erbao and asked with a smile. "Erbao misses Grandma." Now Erbao's sweet words come out of his mouth, and they are still invisible. Erbao climbed Zhao Lizian's neck. "Erbao misses Grandma to hug." She tilted her head and asked, smelling the smell, and asked with curiosity, "Grandma, what are you eating? It smells so good, can Erbao have a little bit?" Faced with such a little angel, Zhao Lizian hesitated. This. Erbao blinked. "No? A little bit, isn't it okay?" Zhao Lizian couldn't refuse. "Grandma, let's see what you can eat." Erbao quickly said, "Erbao is the best at eating, and he's not picky." Zhao Lizhen finally picked up a piece of steamed fish for the baby. After carefully checking that there were no fish bones, he fed Erbao and told him, "Eat slowly, sip it." Erbao's eyes sparkled after he finished eating. Delicious. Sibao. Dabao. Zhang Fuiong looked at them. Just when Sibao felt that the opportunity was not to be missed, he saw Dabao beside him. He couldn't hold back for the sake of eating. Dabao rarely acted cute, and he was always a practical person. He smiled at Zhang Fuiong for his stuttering. "Grandpa, Dabao wants a hug too." Zhang Fuiong picked him up with a smile. "Does Dabao miss Grandpa?" After Dabao fell into Zhang Fuiong's arms, he didn't answer the question, but pointed at the delicacies on the table and said, "Grandpa, I want to eat." "Okay, Grandpa, take a look. Let me give you this, it seems to be made of flour." "Dabao, you can only eat a little, not too much." The delicacies came to his mouth, and Dabao was grinning. "Sibao." He looked at this and that, and his little butt was shaking in anxiety. From the beginning to now, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng have seen it all. If they didn't know the personality of each baby, who would believe it if they told it out? A 1.5-year-old baby has great acting skills. Especially Erbao's acting skills, which are easy to come by. The little mouth is sweet, and Blabla creates smoke bombs. Look at Dabao again, his acting is awkward, and there is no way to compare with Erbao. And Sibao, that anxious little expression, the couple thinks it is cute and funny. I don't know what Sibao, who is a foodie, will do next. There is a rule at home that babies cannot eat adult food. They are still too young and can't eat too heavy. First, it's not good for their health. Second, they eat too heavy food, and they don't like to eat in the future, and they think the taste is light. It's okay to eat it once in a while. Sibao looked over. The couple lowered their heads in tacit understanding and pretended not to see anything. After discovering each other's behavior, they couldn't help but smile at each other. Finally, Sibao set his eyes on the waiter next to him. Suddenly, he wanted to pee. Suddenly, inspiration flashed. The waiter came forward and asked, "Little baby, what's wrong?" Sibao motioned to the waiter to put him down. "I want to pee." As long as he left this dining chair, he would be free. "Do you want to get down?" Sibao nodded. "I want to pee." The waiter smiled and said, "Auntie will take you there, okay?" Lin Feng stood up. "No need to bother you, I'll take the child there." He wanted to see if Sibao really wanted to pee or was just making an excuse. He took Sibao to the bathroom and saw that he really wanted to pee. Sibao looked at Lin Feng. "Dad, I'm hungry. I want to eat too." Seeing Sibao like this, Lin Feng was still very relieved. As a foodie, Sibao didn't lose his temper or to make a fuss, and had a very good personality. "Okay, but only once." Sibao held Lin Feng's head and gave him a big kiss on the forehead. "Thank you, Dad, I love you the most. You can't favor one over the other babies must have something to eat." There were very few things that the babies could eat on the table, and Lin Feng carefully fed them after selecting them. Each one was satisfied and satisfied. The babies left the dining chairs and didn't want to sit back down. The waiter smiled and said, "We have a children's play area upstairs. You can take the babies there to play." Zhao Lizhen wiped her hands and said, "I'm done eating. You guys eat. I'll accompany the babies." Chapter 261 Dujin's birthday party. Inside the playground, there are a lot of facilities and the venue is very large. There are only a few babies playing inside. Among them is a child of 7 or 8 years old, who is having a lot of fun. Zhao Lizhen feels that this child looks familiar, as if she has seen him somewhere before. She couldn't remember who he was for a while. It was not until the parents came that Zhao Lizhen remembered. Isn't this the aunt of Yuxi who called Dujin's friend? They have met a few times. Isn't this the one? The other party also felt that Zhao Lizhen looked familiar, but couldn't call out the name for a while. Zhao Lizhen said lightly, "You are Dujin's aunt, I remember you." Aunt Dujin slapped her forehead. "I remember, you are Zhang Yuxi's mother, Teacher Zhao." Zhao Lizhen has also seen countless people, and her daughter's 2 best girlfriends at the beginning. And Lan knows them all. After Dujin transferred to Yuxi's class in high school, the two have known each other for 4 or 5 years. In the first few years, Zhao Lizhen didn't think anything of it. Later, she found that this girl was thoughtful and had her own ideas. In fact, she still admired such people in her heart, unlike her daughter who looked smart. She was simple and kind. But later, after that incident, Zhao Lizhen went to Dujin's house. Her experience told her that she could no longer associate with Du Jin. Du Jin and Lu Boy were going to get married, and she knew about Du Jin's marriage from other people. Now, she didn't like Du Jin at all. Even Lu Boy was disappointed. "Grandma, look, I found a little flower." Bao ran over, holding a hairpin with imitation diamonds in her hand. It was in the shape of a flower and very beautiful. Zhao Lizian couldn't help but like it when she saw it, and said softly, "Then let's wait and hand this to the front desk so that its owner can claim it, okay?" Bao was a little reluctant, "But I picked it up. Maybe its owner accidentally dropped it here. It's so beautiful, the owner must like it very much. She must be very anxious if she loses something she likes. For example, Bao accidentally dropped her favorite toy. Then do you also hope that a kind person will see her and return it to you?" Bao thought about it and was convinced. "Okay then." Zhao Lizian took it, "Then Grandma will keep it for you. When we go downstairs, Bao will take it to the front desk, okay?" Bao nodded and said obediently, "Okay." Aunt Du Jin's eyes never left Bao. "Is this your granddaughter? She is so beautiful. Just like her mother." Zhao Lizian smiled. She was happy and proud of anyone who praised her grandchildren. Aunt Du Jin said again, "Look, those are also very beautiful, and they look a bit like your granddaughter." Zhao Lizian said very proudly, but reservedly, "They are all born by my daughter." Aunt Du Jin was shocked. "Really? Giving birth to 4, so amazing." Zhao Lizian didn't say anything. Aunt Du Jin's expression became strange. "Then your daughter is really amazing, giving birth to so many in one breath." Zhao Lizian smiled proudly, "Not everyone has this blessing." Aunt Du Jin said again, "It costs a lot of money to raise them." Zhao Lizian snorted lightly and said lightly, "It's okay, we can afford to raise 4 more little grandchildren." Aunt Du Jin came over and whispered, "Has the child's father been found?" Du Jin's relatives all knew that Zhang Yuxi was pregnant before marriage. But now, she doesn't even know whether she has found the father. Du Jin is so hateful. Zhao Lizian's face suddenly changed, and then she laughed again. "Found it?" Aunt Du Jin was surprised. "Found it?" Zhao Lizian changed the subject. "Why are you here? This magic city is not big, nor is it small. I just came back and met them on my first meal outside. This fate is really wonderful. Today is Du Jin's birthday. She has been pregnant for some time and her appetite has been poor. The situation has just improved, and it's her birthday, so we booked to eat here." After hearing what Aunt Du Jin said, Zhao Lizian seemed to think of something and asked, "Is it a son?" Aunt Du Jin was surprised. "How do you know?" Zhao Lizian pulled the corner of her mouth. Her eyes flashed slightly. "I met Du Jin before, and she told me." After speaking, Zhao Lizian frowned again and asked, "Then it's her birthday today. Did Lu Boy come?" Aunt Du Jin nodded. I don't know why Zhao Lizian asked this. On the other side. After dinner, Zhang Fuian took out his mobile phone and said to Zhang Yuxi, "I'll call your mom and ask her to come down, and we'll go home." 10 minutes later, Zhao Lizian walked into the private room with a smile and asked Lin Feng, "How do you feel? Is it delicious?" Lin Feng said sincerely, "It tastes very good." Zhao Lizian smiled, "Then let's go. But before we go, I'll take you to meet an acquaintance." Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng didn't notice anything. Zhang Fuian has been married to her for more than 20 years. How could he not know that this smile was different from usual? She asked the waiter, "Where is private room 808? Please follow me." Zhang Fuian asked in a low voice, "What are you doing?" Zhao Lizian looked forward, her smile slightly cold. "Don't worry about it." Zhang Fuian had a bad feeling in his heart. It was an independent private room that could accommodate 20 people dining at the same time. When he entered, there was talking and laughing inside, and it looked very lively. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng followed behind and heard several familiar voices. His face changed slightly. Lin Feng didn't see the person, but he had good hearing. He heard everyone's conversation clearly and roughly guessed the intention. Seeing that Zhang Yuxi looked unhappy, he changed the second baby in his arms. He held Zhang Yuxi with his other hand. "Wife?" Lin Feng knew a little about some things from Inlan. Naturally, he also guessed why Zhang Yuxi looked wrong. Zhang Yuxi raised her head and saw Lin Feng looking at her with a smile, his eyes as gentle as water. In an instant, the emotions in her heart disappeared. She smiled and heard Zhao Lizian's voice. "Oh, it's quite lively." Zhao Lizian's voice made the laughter gradually disappear, and everyone turned to look at the door. In the box, Lu Boy's parents and Du Jin's parents were all here. Lu's father was a middle-aged man with a dignified appearance and reacted the fastest. Teacher Zhao? Brother Zhang, why are you here? Lu's mother is also a retired dancer. In terms of appearance, figure, and dance achievements, she is far inferior to Zhao Lizhan. Especially in the past few years, Lu's mother has gained a lot of weight and has no grace at all. Seeing that Zhao Lizhan is still elegant and beautiful, jealousy flashed in her eyes. She also stood up with her husband. What rare guests. Du Jin's parents and Zhang Yuxi's parents had very little interaction, so they were not very familiar with each other. However, since the future in-laws stood up to greet them, they could not neglect them. Then they stood up, but they didn't know what to say, so they could only stand there awkwardly, which was quite stupid. Everyone else was sitting, looking confused. Father Lu smiled and said, "Sit down and eat together." Zhao Lizhan waved her hand. "No need, I heard you were having dinner here, so I came to see." After Zhang Fuiong entered the room, his face also darkened. Zhao Lizhan looked at Lu Bo and Du Jin. "I heard that you are getting married." Chapter 262 Showing off the son-in-law. Hearing this, Lu Bo hesitated to speak. He seemed to not know how to answer. Du Jin stood up with her belly bulging and said, "Yes, Aunt Zhao, you must come to our wedding to drink." Zhao Lizhan smiled. Her expression was unfamiliar and indifferent. "No, I'm busy and don't have time." Zhao Lizhan suddenly thought of something. "Look at my memory, I was busy talking to you." Everyone. Zhao Lizhan turned around and saw her husband standing there, so she pushed him away. "Get out of the way." Zhang Fuiong. Zhao Lizhan waved and said with a smile, "Come on, my little grandchildren, come and say hello to everyone." Then she saw a few little cuties jumping out. Each one was so cute and dressed even more delicately. I have never seen cuter babies than them. As soon as the babies appeared, everyone's eyes fell on the little people. Zhao Lizhan boasted, "As you can see, they are quadruplets, my grandchildren. Come, say hello to everyone." The babies waved their little hands. Greet them with the purest, most innocent and most lovely smile. Everyone was furious. Oh my god, quadruplets, they are all so cute. These children are obviously well raised, they are more than 2 years old. Look at that girl, she is so pretty, she will definitely be a big beauty when she grows up. I am so blessed, all the grandchildren are cute. If I had 4 grandchildren, I would be so happy. It costs a lot to raise 4. Yes, it costs money, but the children will grow up if they are coiled together. That's right, look at their clothes, how can they be without money? Listening to everyone's discussion, those who knew about the incident were shocked. Father Lu was speechless. Are all of them born by Yuxi? Oh my god, she's so fertile. He was jealous. The Lu family was small. If he had a daughter-in-law who could give birth to children, he would be so happy. Mother Lu couldn't believe it. Zhang Yuxi's figure, after giving birth to 4 children. How ugly must she be now? Lu Boy was naturally shocked. He found the shadow of Zhang Yuxi in the children's eyebrows. He looked towards the door, as if looking for something. Du Jin had a bad premonition the moment the babies appeared. Seeing the man who was about to become her husband looking away, her face suddenly sank. Zhao Lizhan took in everyone's expressions. With an expression of undisguised boasting, "What are you talking about? My grandson, could it be that she is not the one born?" Speaking of Yuxi, Zhao Lizhan waved to her daughter standing outside the door. "Yuxi, come here." Zhang Yuxi hid all her thoughts in her heart. Even though she didn't want to bring up the past and didn't want to meet these people. But now the arrow is on the string and it has to be shot. This time, she must appear in the sight of everyone with an absolute victory. In this way, she will not let her mother down. So after learning of Zhao Lizhan's intention, she quickly put on some light makeup. She is already beautiful without makeup. With a little embellishment, she is already amazing. When Zhang Yuxi appeared and stood next to Zhao Lizhan, they all took a cold breath at the same time. You are lying, how can a woman who gave birth to 4 children have such a good figure? It must be fake. A relative of mine gave birth and her weight soared from more than 90 kilograms to 140 kilograms. She couldn't lose weight. That's right, how big a belly must a quadruplet have? It will take at least 4 or 5 years for it to recover, let alone like her. Look at Du Jin, it's only been a few months and she has gained several times more weight. I don't know how fat she will be in the future. Well, this Zhang Yuxi, isn't she the one who is with a strange man? Shut up, she's still standing there. Lu Boy looked at Zhang Yuxi, who was even more radiant and beautiful than 2 years ago. Mother Lu widened her eyes and couldn't speak for a long time. She instinctively glanced at her future daughter-in-law. The comparison was simply a world of difference. She suddenly felt that she was outshined by Zhao Lizhan. But she quickly adjusted herself and said with a smile, Yuxi is the same as she was 2 years ago, she hasn't changed at all. Look at you, you've been gone for 2 years. No news from you, your parents must have been worried. The child's father has found. Just as she was about to say something, Father Lu interrupted her. This is all in the past, why are you bringing up the past again? Mother Lu seemed to have turned a deaf ear to it. The child's father, have you found him? She felt that she was already very polite. Zhao Lizhan was waiting for her to say this. She clapped her hands, son-in-law, of course I found him. Lin Feng. Tall figure, handsome face, pure and clean temperament. When he stood in the crowd, you could tell at a glance that he was a rare talent. Because of the cleansing of essence and marrow, his whole body was full of nobility. After taking the last marrow cleansing pill, his every move was even more naturally elegant. This kind of elegance engraved in the bones is completely different from that acquired after birth. Lu Boy looked at the man in front of him, whose appearance and temperament were 100 times better than his own, and felt very uncomfortable. Zhao Lizhan smiled and said, my son-in-law, Lin Feng. With a son-in-law worth tens of billions, she was full of confidence when introducing him. Lin Feng smiled faintly, hello everyone. Father Lu had seen countless people, and he knew at a glance that this young man was not simple. He took the initiative to say hello, Lin Feng, right? Your father-in-law and I are good friends. You can call me Uncle Lu. Zhang Fuiong laughed in his heart. Why call me Uncle Lu? He is a big boss, called President Lu. When Lin Feng learned of Zhang Fuiong's attitude, he said unfamiliarly and indifferently, President Lu. Father Lu could only say, you are too polite. What was Zhao Lizhan's purpose? Of course, it was to vent her daughter's anger and show off her son-in-law. Zhao Lizhan covered her mouth and smiled, I am not bragging here, I am telling the truth. My son-in-law has some assets, but not much, just a few 100 million. He is young and wealthy, so it is inevitable that he is a little arrogant. Please be more considerate. The last sentence was said to Lu Boy's parents. Zhao Lizhan's show-off look immediately aroused Lu's mother's desire to win. Really, so young and worth hundreds of billions? Zhao Lizhan smiled, not deliberately hiding her disdain for Lu's mother. Your son doesn't have the ability, so you doubt others. That's not good. Lu's mother blushed with anger, you. Father Lu quickly stepped forward to smooth things over and glared at his wife. Since we met today, how about we set up a game another day? Zhao Lizhan pointed at the well-behaved babies and said, did you see that? We have to take care of our grandchildren. We are very busy. Let's do it another day. Zhang Fuiong also smiled and said, yes, after all, we have 4 grandchildren. We are very busy. Chapter 263 Zhang Yuxi is pregnant? At this time, Sibao felt a little sleepy. He walked to Lin Feng and said softly and delicately, Daddy, Sibao is sleepy and needs to sleep. Lin Feng squatted down and picked him up, his expression gentle, Daddy will hold you while you sleep. Sanbao hugged Lin Feng's legs, Daddy. The older Sanbao got, the more he stuck to Lin Feng. In front of him, he showed his spoiled nature to the fullest. Sanbao looked pretty and cute, and was the most sensible one except Dabao. He didn't fight for food or toys, but only for his dad's hug. It was better at home, but when he went out, he became Lin Feng's pendant, and most of the time he was held in his arms. Zhang Yuxi was a little jealous of her daughter. But after all, it was her baby born after 10 months of pregnancy, and Sanbao was so well behaved. Even if she felt a little jealous, it would disappear in an instant when she faced Sanbao. Zhang Yuxi reached out and took Sanbao from Lin Feng. Come, mommy hold you, daddy hold your brother. Sanbao yawned and lay on Zhang Yuxi's chest, looking like he didn't mind. Lin Feng took Sibao and asked softly, Sibao, go to sleep. Wait a little longer and we can go home. Sibao hugged Lin Feng's neck obediently. Very cute, well, let's go home. It was different from the coldness just now. When the couple faced the babies, the love and tenderness in their eyes could not be hidden. It was obvious at a glance. They are good fathers and mothers. Dabao and Erbao noticed that the atmosphere was not right. Would they be more obedient than usual? How is it possible? They heard that Grandpa and Grandma were praising themselves. Bao quickly said to Father Lu, "Yes, yes, Grandma and Grandpa want to play with us. They are very busy and have no time to eat." She pointed to the wine on the table. "Grandpa can't drink," Grandma said. Bao's mouth skills were not as smooth as Bao's, so he became the supporting role. "We are going to go fishing, to the zoo, and to the amusement park. Drinking will make you sick. We can't let Grandpa get sick." Bao also said like a repeater. "That's right. Yes, yes, yes." Father Lu was surprised. How old are they to be so eloquent? Zhao Lizian couldn't hide her pride, 1.5 years old. Everyone was surprised again. "Are you kidding? A 1.5-year-old child can speak so eloquently?" Father Lu was surprised. "I really didn't realize it." Zhao Lizian said proudly, "My babies are smarter than children of the same age. Forget it, I won't talk to you anymore, you guys continue chatting and eating. I'm going to take our grandson home for a nap." Bao climbed up along Zhang Fuiong's pants with his hands and feet. "Grandma, get up, Bao wants to fish." Zhang Fuiong said with a smile, "No problem. How about we buy some small goldfish this time and go fishing together?" Bao clapped his hands. "Great, great." With that, the family suddenly appeared and left quickly. My eyes were covered with dog shit. Here, Zhao Lizian felt relaxed all over. She was humming a little tune while driving. In the back seat, the babies had fallen asleep. Zhang Yuxi was looking out the window. Zhao Lizian asked, "What's wrong? Are you angry with Mom?" Zhang Yuxi came back to her senses. "No. As long as you like it, I don't care." Zhao Lizian snorted, "Fortunately you didn't marry Lu Boyu. I don't like any of the Lu family now. In the past 2 years since you left, I have figured out what kind of people they are. I thought Lu Boy was good, but I was really disappointed that he married Du Jin. The Lu family is a bit traditional. They want a son to inherit the family business. Today I will show the Lu family how great my daughter is." Zhang Yuxi was a little embarrassed. "Mom, what's there to compare?" Zhao Lizian asked back, "Why can't we compare? Isn't it good for women to give birth? Giving birth to 4 in one breath? Yuxi, you are so great." Zhang Yuxi was a little emotional just now, but now it was gone in an instant. "Mom, I know I'm good, so please don't ask for commissions anymore." Zhao Lizian chuckled, "Don't mention it. Who would have thought?" This topic was soon brought up again. Suddenly, Zhang Yuxi felt her stomach churning and she felt nauseous and wanted to vomit. "Mom, pull over." Zhao Lizian was shocked. She quickly found a place to pull over. As soon as the car stopped, Zhang Yuxi opened the door and rushed out, holding onto a tree and retching. Zhao Lizian rubbed her back. "What's wrong? You were fine just now. Did you eat something bad?" Zhang Yuxi couldn't answer a word, she just kept retching. After a long time, Zhang Yuxi recovered. Zhao Lizian handed her a tissue and asked with concern, "Do you feel better?" Zhang Yuxi nodded, "Much better. Maybe I ate something." Zhao Lizian suddenly looked at her with a sharp gaze, which scared Zhang Yuxi. "Mom, why are you looking at me like that?" Zhao Lizian asked, "Have you done a good job of protecting yourself?" Zhang Yuxi didn't understand. Zhao Lizian scolded, What? You know." Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a while before she reacted. We. Zhao Lizian was surprised and happy. "Could it be that I'm pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi's eyes widened. "No way." Zhao Lizian looked left and right. "There's a pharmacy opposite our community. Buy a test strip and test it and you'll know." Arriving at the community, Zhao Lizian parked the car in front of the pharmacy and came out a minute later. This scene happened to be seen by Zhang Fuiong. After thinking about it, he planned to go back and ask. The 4 of them settled the children. Lin Feng was about to say something to Zhang Yuxi when he was called away by Zhao Lizian. When Zhang Yuxi left, she seemed to be hesitant to speak. Lin Feng couldn't understand her eyes and felt a little strange. Zhang Yuxi called her to the room, handed her the test strip, and urged her. "Go and try them." Zhang Yuxi looked at them and said, "Mom, why did you buy so many? Try more to be accurate. Stop talking, go in." Zhang Yuxi took 4 away and estimated that there were still about 7 or 8. She was anxious and waited for the results. In a short moment, she made the worst plan. What if she was pregnant? Should she give birth to the baby? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 264: A Clever Misunderstanding. The waiting time was very torturous. 5 minutes later, the test paper finally came out with the results. All of them were positive. Zhang Yuxi finally breathed a sigh of relief. Zhao Lizian was outside the bathroom, feeling mixed emotions. As a woman, she certainly knew the pain of having quadruplets. What if they were pregnant? After thinking about it, Zhao Lizian decided not to intervene and leave the decision to the young couple. Click, the door opened. Zhao Lizian hurried forward and asked, "How is it?" Zhang Yuxi smiled. No positive result. After hearing this, Zhao Lizian felt a little disappointed, but was also happy for her daughter. That may be stomach discomfort. Zhang Yuxi nodded. I thought so too. When I was pregnant with my 4th child, I had a reaction as soon as the child came up, and I could feel it. Zhao Lizian frowned. You young couple, when you do that kind of thing, you should also take protective measures to prevent positive results. Zhang Yuxi nodded. When she returned to the room, she saw Lin Feng reading a book, and she felt angry for no reason. Lin Feng closed the book and asked, "What did your mother ask you to do?" Zhang Yuxi decided to scare Lin Feng, and said with a straight face, "I'm pregnant." Lin Feng exclaimed, thinking he had heard it wrong. You are pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Yes, why, are you unhappy? Have you ever thought about giving birth?" Lin Feng was still in shock, and ignored Zhang Yuxi's words and asked back, "Are you sure you are really pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Yes." Lin Feng was silent for a moment before saying, "But you had your period normally last month, and it's only been half a month. How can you be pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi was confused for a moment. "Yes, it's only been half a month, how can you be pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi blinked. "I don't know, the test showed it." Lin Feng spread his hands. "Let me see the result." At this moment, he probably understood that Zhang Yuxi was joking and teasing him. Zhang Yuxi looked unchanged. "I threw it away." Lin Feng waved to Zhang Yuxi to come over. "Come to your husband." Zhang Yuxi walked over obediently. Lin Feng felt her pulse. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. "Husband, what are you doing?" Lin Feng let go, smiling. "Wife, are you sure you are pregnant?" Zhang Yuxi did not answer directly. "What do you think?" Lin Feng did not expect Zhang Yuxi to joke with him about this. He hugged her and scratched her nose. "Naughty, did I make you pregnant?" "Your husband, I don't know. After you were weaned, I took medicine for that. Women usually do not get pregnant when they are breastfeeding their babies. During that period, he was very careful and there was always something in the drawer. Later, after the babies were weaned, he took medicine." Zhang Yuxi's heart skipped a beat and she became nervous. You took medicine? Will the medicine have any effect on the body?" Lin Feng smiled and said, "No effect, they are all Chinese herbal medicine ingredients." He lifted Zhang Yuxi's chin. "Tell me, why are you joking about this? I was shocked just now." Zhang Yuxi pouted and told the reason. "That's it." Lin Feng speculated, "Maybe there was something in the lunch that you are not comfortable with. If you are worried, let's go and have a look." Zhang Yuxi shook her head, thinking that she was making a big fuss. "I am fine now, I don't feel nauseous or want to vomit." Lin Feng nodded. "What's wrong with you? Tell your husband, okay?" Zhang Yuxi responded obediently, and then asked, "Husband, if I am really pregnant, will I give birth?" Lin Feng frowned. "I won't let this happen. We have 4 babies, there is no need to have more." Zhang Yuxi asked, "Why? You like children so much?" "Like children, but you don't necessarily have to have children. It's hard enough for you to give birth to quadruplets. I don't want you to suffer like this again." Zhang Yuxi felt sweet in her heart. "Even if you want a second child, I will give birth to you. But it may be multiple babies." Lin Feng glanced at her. "Don't even think about it." Zhang Yuxi smiled. On the other side, Zhao Lizian, who was planning to take a nap, was sitting at the dressing table to take out her earrings. Zhang Fuiong asked, "I just saw you go to the pharmacy, what's wrong?" Zhao Lizian, "Nothing, just a little uncomfortable, buy some medicine." Zhang Fuiong asked, "Where do you feel uncomfortable?" Zhao Lizian was too lazy to tell him about this misunderstanding. "It's none of your business." Zhang Fuiong rolled his eyes silently where Zhao Lizian couldn't see. "It doesn't matter if she doesn't appreciate it." Zhao Lizian laid down for an afternoon nap. Zhang Fuiong was about to sleep too, but remembered that he hadn't taken his blood pressure medicine. He opened Zhao Lizian's handbag. "Hey, what is this? So much?" Zhang Fuiong took it out and looked at it. The next second, he was so scared that he dropped everything. Old wife is pregnant? No way. I'm so powerful. While feeling proud, Zhang Fuiong panicked. Suddenly felt at a loss. Looking at his sleeping wife, Zhang Fuiong silently put the things back. Decided to smoke a cigarette to calm down. When Lin Feng went downstairs, he saw Zhang Fuiong's lonely back smoking. Dad, what's wrong with you? Zhang Fuiong was in a trance, and the cigarette burned his fingers. He woke up with a start and threw away the cigarette. Aren't you taking a nap? I'll come down to get a glass of water. Oh. After Lin Feng got the water, he looked at Zhang Fuiong, who was full of worries, and asked, Dad, did you encounter something? Zhang Fuiong hesitated several times. It's embarrassing to talk about this kind of thing. After all, the grandson is 1.5 years old. If the son-in-law knew about it, wouldn't they laugh at him? He was fine after dinner, but now he's worried. Why? Dad, did you encounter any difficulties? Is it related to money? Things that can be solved with money are not a problem. Zhang Fuiong waved his hand. I appreciate your kindness, it's not about money. Lin Feng asked, what is it? Zhang Fuiong sighed and looked embarrassed. Don't worry about this matter. After that, he got up and went upstairs, sighing repeatedly. Lin Feng was confused and went back to the room to tell Zhang Yuxi about it. Zhang Yuxi frowned. I'll tell mom about this and let her ask. In the afternoon, I woke up from a nap. Zhao Lizian saw Zhang Fuiong sitting beside the bed, which scared her. She covered her chest and asked angrily, why are you sitting here without saying a word? Zhang Fuiong asked, do you have anything to say to me? Zhao Lizian glared at him and immediately got up to clean up. Zhang Fuiong asked, is there nothing? Zhao Lizian turned around and looked at him with a stern face. If there is, don't be so weird all day long. After that, she walked out of the room. Zhang Fuiong. Zhao Lizian went downstairs and saw that the babies had woken up and were playing in the living room. She smiled immediately. Mom. Zhang Yuxi stood up and pulled Zhao Lizian aside. I have something to tell you. What is it? Just now, Lin Feng saw Dad smoking in the living room. He seemed to be worried and didn't say anything when asked. What? He dared to smoke at home. Zhang Yuxi. Mom, isn't the focus the latter sentence? Chapter 265 in Lin's visit. Hearing this, Zhao Lizian sneered. What could he worry about? You are our biggest worry, nothing else matters. Now you and Lin Feng are in love, and the babies are obedient, so we don't have any worries. He has even less worries, and he lives a comfortable life every day. I went to the golf course some time ago, haha, and had a great time chatting with a female coach. Him? Haha, worries. The more they talked, the more they complained. Zhang Yuxi. She sighed. Mom, go ask him, maybe Dad is really in trouble. If it's because of money, I'm embarrassed to ask, I'll talk to Lin Feng. Zhao Lizian frowned. Okay, I'll ask him. She muttered as she went upstairs. You dare to smoke at home. You are so brave. Zhao Lizian returned to the room with a clatter. Zhang Fuiong, who was at a loss, was startled. Zhao Lizian walked up to him with a cold tone. I just smelled cigarettes in the living room. Did you smoke it? Zhang Fuiong was confused. She smoked half a cigarette an hour ago. Does she have a dog's nose? Can she still smell it? Dogs don't have that ability. It must be Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi who told her. Zhao Lizian is usually not easy to get angry. She just pretends to be angry occasionally. Even so, Zhang Fuiong is powerless to resist. He nodded woodenly. Yes, yes. Zhao Lizian raised her chin slightly. Who gave you the courage? Zhang Fuiong shrugged his shoulders slightly and didn't answer. It was you who gave me the courage. Zhao Lizian sat in front of the dressing table. Tell me, why do you smoke? Zhang Fuiong sat up straight and held her hand. Wife, you. Zhao Lizian shook off his hand and frowned. Speak properly. Zhang Fuiong took a deep breath and asked solemnly, are you hiding something from me? Zhao Lizian listened to his questioning tone and her face sank slightly. Speak clearly. Zhang Fuiong stood up and took out 7 test strips from his bag. How do you explain this? Zhao Lizian frowned. What do you want to explain? Isn't there an instruction manual? Zhang Fuiong said in a deep voice, no matter what, I'm mentally prepared. Zhao Lizian understood that she was worried about her daughter's pregnancy. She sat in a comfortable position, looking elegant. So do you hope, yes or no? Zhang Fuiong was tangled. He was so old, so he should not have it. He was embarrassed. If yes, I support your own decision. Look at what I can do. I can make the decision. Zhang Fuiong was surprised. Let me make the decision. What can you decide? I'm just asking for your thoughts and opinions. Zhang Fuiong wiped the cold sweat. If yes, then give birth. Now that the third child policy has been relaxed, many people's children are in college and are preparing to have another child. They are not old, they are not even 50 years old, they are still young. There will be fun at home in the future. Thinking of this, Zhang Fuiong suddenly became clear. So he decided. Zhao Lizian chuckled, give birth? Yuxi's body, you don't consider it. Zhang Fuiong was stunned. Yuxi? What's the relationship with Yuxi? How can it be related? This is her. At this point, Zhao Lizian suddenly realized something and widened her eyes. After all this time, you thought it was me. I'm pregnant. Oh my god, she found it difficult to say the last sentence. Zhao Lizian was angry and amused, and picked up the pillow behind her and threw it at him. I'm pregnant? How could you think of that? What's your own body, don't you know? If I wanted to be pregnant, I would have been pregnant a long time ago. Zhang Fuiong immediately felt humiliated. Say it clearly. What's there to say clearly? We are all people with grandchildren, don't have some crazy ideas. Zhao Lizian was too lazy to pay attention to him, and got up and walked out. Zhang Fuiong snorted coldly, rubbing his hands. He remembered this sentence. It turns out that he is such a person in her heart. Exclamation mark. Wait for me tonight. Zhang Yuxi saw Zhao Lizian coming out. Mom? What's wrong with you? Your face is red. Zhao Lizian covered up and said, maybe you are angry with your dad. By the way, what's wrong with my dad? Zhao Lizian sneered. Don't bother with him, nothing happened. He just has a lot of thoughts every day and always does some weird things. Zhang Yuxi. In the afternoon, Enlan's family of 3 visited. Enlan's parents have been busy upgrading the hotel's star rating during this period. They are preparing to be completed before the new year. Everyone is so familiar with each other, there is no need for polite greetings. Enlan's mother found an opportunity to take Zhao Lizian aside. It seems that the two of them want to talk in private. Enlan's mother looked at Zhao Lizian and couldn't hide her smile. I heard that you ran into the Lu family today and slapped them in the face. Zhao Lizian was surprised. How did you know? You are too well informed. Enlan's mother urged, don't worry about how I know, tell me quickly, what did you do? Zhao Lizian raised her chin and smiled proudly. Don't you know everything? Enlan's mother smiled. I don't know the specific details, tell me quickly. They have been best friends for so long, how could she not know the other person's personality? In that situation, it is definitely not her style to keep quiet and take a step back. What else can I do? My son-in-law is so outstanding, I have to show off. My little grandchildren are so cute, I have to show off. Enlan's mother pulled her sleeve. Tell me quickly, how do you show off? Zhao Lizian smiled. Actually, I didn't bump into him that day, I deliberately went to her house. I learned from Aunt Dujin that they were celebrating Dujin's birthday in the store. Everyone who should be there is here. It's such a good opportunity. If I don't do something, wouldn't it be a waste of this opportunity? Like mother, like daughter. Enlan also pulled Zhang Yuxi and asked what happened at noon today. My son-in-law is also a small asset. Not much, just a few 100 billion. She imitated Zhao Lizian's tone and laughed at the end. Well said, you are worthy of being an ant, you should slap them in the face in this way. Oh, it's a pity that I'm not here, I really want to see the faces of Lu Boyu's family. And Dujin, I heard that she has gained 20 pounds since she got pregnant. I don't know how fat she will be if she continues like this. Lu Boyu has always had ideas about you, and he must have given up after seeing President Lin this time. After being proud, Enlan said with her cheek in her hand. Yuxi, to be honest, you are so lucky. If you marry into the Lu family now, it will definitely be a different story. No matter how much Lu Boy loves you and is willing to pay for you, he still has his parents behind him. Zhang Yuxi nodded, and also felt that she was lucky to get a blessing in disguise. Lin Feng made dinner. At the dinner table, Zhang Fuiong mentioned the incident of Zhao Lizian exploding the casserole again. Zhao Lizian was embarrassed. Even the food can't stop your mouth, right? Zhang Fuiong smiled, just treat it as a joke. After Enlan's mother laughed, she couldn't help teasing her bestie. That's right, I should keep you away from chicken soup in a clay pot. This dish is not suitable for you. Zhao Lizian snorted. Anyway, I won't make chicken soup anymore. You can't drink it. Zhang Fuiong immediately complained, can't you use any other pot to make chicken soup besides a clay pot? Zhao Lizian replied, no. Chapter 266, Get together with your best friend. The elders were joking with each other. Their younger generations were also chatting about their own things in private. And Lan said to Zhang Yuxi, Yuxi, do you want to get together with your old sisters? They asked me to bring you along for a meal. There's no other meaning, just to get together. Zhang Yuxi thought for a moment, forget it, go ahead. And Lan replied, okay, if you don't go, I won't go either. I'll find an excuse to get rid of you when the time comes. After dinner, Lan and her family of 3 left. Zhao Lizian fed the babies fruit while talking to Zhang Fuiong. And Lan, this girl, has become more stable and mature. When she came home before, she was always noisy, like a monkey. Zhang Fuiong wiped the mouth of the 4th child, children, there will always be a day when they grow up. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were washing dishes in the kitchen. Most of the time, Zhang Yuxi watched Lin Feng do it. I'm the host when we come to Shanghai. Tomorrow I'll take you and the babies out to play. Lin Feng scrubbed the kitchen countertop. But before that, you can go with Lan and get together with your friends. Zhang Yuxi leaned against the wall. I don't really want to go. You know I'm not good at socializing. Lin Feng wiped his hands and hung up his apron. In response to Zhang Yuxi's question, with Lan here, I'm not worried. Go out and play. It's good to hang out with your old friends and keep in touch. Lin Feng encouraged Zhang Yuxi to make more friends. Although she met so many people in school every day, since Tang Zifan and Han Wen left, Zhang Yuxi had no friends to talk to at school. Zhang Yuxi thought about it and said, okay, it's rare for me to come back. Then, Zhang Yuxi called Lan. If she refused, she wouldn't have to go. Okay, if you feel uncomfortable, tell me and I'll take you away. When I, Lan, do things, I won't look at other people's faces, except for a few people. Then let's set the time for tomorrow afternoon. As for the address, I'll talk to Zhou Yi. See if there are any new and fun places. The next day. After lunch, Zhao Lizian received a call. The dance troupe had a big order for the new year and asked her to come to discuss it. Zhang Fuiong also had something to do, so Lin Feng stayed at home to take care of the children. Zhang Yuxi didn't want to go. Go, I can take care of the babies by myself. Zhang Yuxi hesitated, how about this, there's a park not far from our dinner, you and the babies can play there. When we're done, I'll come to find you. Lin Feng thought about it, okay. There are 4 cars in the family, one of which belongs to Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi drove 2 cars equipped with child safety seats. After Zhang Yuxi sent them to the destination park, they drove away. The park is very large and there are many people. Lin Feng plans to take the babies for a walk. He held the 2nd child in one hand and the 3rd child in the other. As for Dabao and Sibao, who turned into huskies when they went out, he didn't need to do anything. He just had to follow behind them. Remind them to prevent falling or bumping, and not to run too far. The fun of children is unimaginable to adults. Suddenly, Dabao and Sibao called him. They looked like they had found a treasure. Lin Feng walked over, what's wrong? Sibao pointed to a black plastic bag and said, Dad, look what this is. Lin Feng walked over and saw that it was a black plastic bag. It looked unremarkable, but it contained 4 bundles of money, which should be 40,000. In addition to these, there were also folded money of various denominations. At least 50 cents, all tied with rubber bands. Lin Feng checked and found that they were all real money. In addition to the money, there was also a hospital payment slip. The time was yesterday at noon. Lin Feng guessed that this might be money for medical treatment. Looking at the bundle of money of various denominations, this might be life-saving money. Sibao asked happily, Dad, we have so much money, can we buy toys? Bao nodded, we can buy a lot of Barbie dolls. Dabao followed closely, also Ultraman and Transformers. Sanbao is a Buddhist, so she doesn't value some things. So she said very rationally, but, this is not our money. If the things we picked up are not ours, we have to return them. Sibao asked very confusedly, why should we return them? As if to say, why should I return the things I picked up with my own ability? Bao blinked, maybe it was accidental. Dabao didn't say anything. Lin Feng took out a bill and showed it to the babies. Look, this is the bill from the hospital, which means someone is sick and needs money. Since they need money, it means that the money is very important to them. How could he not want such an important thing? It must be because of some reason that he accidentally dropped it. You say, after losing so much money for medical treatment, how can the owner not be anxious? They have a vague concept of illness and hospital. But what Lin Feng showed made the babies know the seriousness of the matter. This is someone else's very important money, we can't take it for ourselves. If you want to buy toys or food, tell Daddy. Dad will buy it for you, okay? The babies nodded. Sibeo asked, what should we do now? Lin Feng thought for a while, why don't we just wait here, maybe the owner will show up soon. On the bench, Lin Feng held a black plastic bag, and the babies gathered around the bench to play with small cars. The babies competed to see whose car could drive farther. They had a lot of fun. Half an hour passed like this, and no one came. The babies were also hungry, so Lin Feng took out the lunchbox from his backpack and gave them some small wontons. Another half an hour passed, and no one showed up. Maybe the other party didn't know and forgot the money here. After thinking for a while, Lin Feng stood up. Let's go, let's think of another way. Use the app to search for the nearby police station, and walk 500 meters to get there. Lin Feng used a safety rope to lead the babies to the police station. When the babies saw them, their eyes sparkled and they followed Lin Feng obediently. A policeman came over and asked, what's the matter with you? Lin Feng handed him the black plastic bag. The child found this. We waited for an hour and didn't see anyone. So we came to the police station, maybe the owner has reported it. The police opened it and saw that there was more than 40,000 in cash and a hospital bill. The bill amount was quite large. And there was a bundle of money that should have been collected, with various denominations. The police saw Bao crawling into Lin Feng's arms. Sanbao hid behind Lin Feng, obviously a little scared. He immediately smiled and stopped frowning. Come over here, let's take a statement. He coaxed the babies as he walked. Don't be afraid, little baby, I'm a police uncle, not a bad guy. Although I look fierce, I'm a good person. Lin Feng coaxed Bao and Sanbao. That's right, the police are specifically for catching bad guys. When bad guys see them, they run away. They will protect us. Bao and Sanbao were not as scared as before when they heard it. Chapter 267, The Car God of Akina Mountain. The police sat down and praised Bao and Sanbao. These two babies are great. You are quadruplets. The babies all nodded. Seeing how cute they were, the police asked the babies to sit in a row and began to take statements. Lin Feng reported his personal information and then roughly described the incident. The police looked at Sanbao and the others with a smile. May I ask, which baby found it? Sanbao raised his hand. It was me. How did you find it? Sanbao recalled. Well, I saw something inside, so I took a look. Is that all? Sanbao nodded. The police praised them. You are really good children who return lost items. You know to bring them to the police uncle after picking up something. Great. The babies who were praised were a little shy. At this time, a middle-aged man came to report the case in a hurry, saying that he had lost something. It was a cold day, and the man was sweating profusely and looked extremely panicked. Comrade police, I lost more than 40,000 yuan. The police officer who received him comforted him. Don't worry, tell me slowly. How much money did you lose and where did you lose it? The middle-aged man seemed to be about to cry. I lost 43,520.5 yuan. It was in a black plastic bag. I lost it in the square park not far from here. The police officer who received him continued to ask, how did you lose it? The man replied, I was sleeping on a bench, the hospital called me, and I left in a hurry. I don't know if it was stolen or lost. No matter which possibility it was, the chance of getting it back was very slim. After saying that, the man covered his face and cried. What should I do? That's my son's life-saving money. It's over, it's all over. It's all my fault, it's all my fault for sleeping so well. As he said that, the middle-aged man began to slap himself in the face. Everyone was shocked and rushed over to hold him back. Don't be like that. We policemen will find the money for you. The middle-aged man was very skeptical. Can we find it? It's been more than 3 hours. It must be gone. That's not certain. What if someone picked it up and happened to be a good person? The middle-aged man ignited a glimmer of hope. Will it happen? The police comforted him. Yes, there are still many good people in this world. There was such a big commotion in the reception room. Everyone came over to find out what was going on. Lin Feng and the police in the reception room looked at each other. It was not a coincidence. This middle-aged man was most likely the owner. The police walked over and asked, "Then can you tell me which hospital's bill is it? And how much is the payment?" The middle-aged man wiped his tears and said, "It's the bill of the third hospital, and the payment amount is 98,000. Yes, it matches." The police took out a black plastic bag from his back and handed it to the middle-aged man. "Take a look, is this what you lost?" The man was overjoyed. He opened it and counted the money and found that it was not missing. He was so happy that he was like a child, and he wanted to kneel down to the police. Thank you so much. Now that the money has been found, my son will have a chance to have a second operation." The police helped him up and walked to the side, revealing Lin Feng behind him. "The person you should thank is not me, but this little brother. He found your money and waited there for more than an hour. When he saw that you didn't come, he came to report the case to us. Coincidentally, he was about to leave after taking the statement, and you came. Isn't this fate?" The middle-aged man was about to kneel down in front of Lin Feng. "Thank you, little brother, you are such a good person. People can't experience this kind of gratitude to others until they are desperate." Lin Feng quickly helped the man up. "Brother, it wasn't me who found the money, it was my child who found it." In fact, Lin Feng didn't need to bring the babies out. But in order to let them know the principle of returning lost property, Lin Feng should let them stand up and accept the gratitude of others. Looking at the uncle in front of him who was grateful and almost crying, the babies felt the emotions transmitted by each other and wanted to cry. But they were also very happy, as if they had done something very remarkable. The middle-aged man didn't know what to give as a thank you gift. He couldn't give money, because he was saving the child's life. Lin Feng saw his embarrassment and smiled faintly. "We are destined to be together. Leave your contact information. I will go to the hospital to see the children another day." The middle-aged man hurriedly took out his mobile phone, 177. After leaving each other's contact information, the man left in a hurry. Lin Feng actually wanted to go and see, but how to place the babies? He didn't want to take the babies to a place like the hospital. On the other side, after Zhang Yuxi and Lan met, they went to a cafe. There were two beautiful women with outstanding looks and about the same age as Zhang Yuxi waiting here. The one with short hair is Zhou Yi, and the friend of Zhou Yi with curly hair is called Song Shiner. Zhou Yi is Zhang Yuxi's high school classmate. Song Shiner met Zhang Yuxi through Zhou Yi's introduction. The two stood up to greet each other. And Lan pushed Zhou Yi away. "Don't hug me, I'm wearing makeup, what if you rub off my foundation?" The two chatted privately on WeChat. The speed was faster than the other, and the tempers were more explosive than the other. And Lan and Zhou Yi have similar personalities. Song Shiner and Zhang Yuxi have similar personalities. Except for Zhang Yuxi who didn't contact them, and Lan contacted them all. You have to know that the relationship between the four was still very good at the beginning. Zhang Yuxi disappeared when she said she would disappear, and didn't contact her when she said she would not contact her. They didn't think they were fake sisters. They could understand what happened. Besides, and Lan, a best friend, didn't contact her, and their feelings were not as deep as hers. Zhou Yi pretended to be disgusted. "You think too much, who wants to hug you?" And Lan laughed. "Oh, you love me to death on WeChat, but you become arrogant when you meet me." Zhou Yi rolled her eyes. "Love you." And Lan pouted. "Gun." In comparison, Zhang Yuxi was generous and greeted Zhou Yi and Song Shiner with a smile. And Lan is worthy of being in Lan. I'll be frank with you guys, Yuxi is a bit socially anxious. Zhou Yi, behave yourself and don't scare Yuxi. Zhou Yi was puzzled. "What's wrong with me?" And Lan chuckled. "I haven't seen you for a few years, and now you're the car god of Akina Mountain." Zhou Yi reacted immediately. "How dare you say that to me?" Letting them insult each other, Song Shiner looked at Zhang Yuxi and sighed. "You don't seem to have changed at all, you're still so beautiful." Zhang Yuxi replied, "You too, you're still the same as I remembered." Song Shiner lifted her bangs. "Let me show you how bald I am." Zhang Yuxi took a look and saw that he was indeed a little bald. She comforted him. "It's normal. Aren't young people starting to go bald now?" Zhou Yi came over. "Haha, don't people say now that I'm getting bald, but I'm getting stronger? It just so happens that my salary has increased." Song Shiner looked at Zhang Yuxi's long hair. "I'm so envious of you having such good hair." Zhang Yuxi. Zhou Yi also said, "Yeah, I'm jealous." And Lam followed. I'm jealous too. Then she said, Shiner, what's yours? Look at mine. See, I've lost a lot of hair too. Plus, I go clubbing every day. If this continues, I'll have to wear a wig. Song Shiner came over to take a look. It's pretty serious. Zhou Yi snorted, what's that? Come and grab a handful of my hair. And Lan screamed, fuck, so much? Zhou Yi. Chapter 268 Twins, who are you looking down on? The three beautiful girls with bright and beautiful appearances all have their own troubles. The first one to bear the brunt is hair loss. Alice. If you continue to be bald like this, you will be doomed. Zhou Yi asked, Yuxi, why are you not bald? Why does it sound like it's normal for her to be bald? Zhang Yuxi has long hair draped over her shoulders. The three people took turns to touch her hair to see how much hair she has. They commented on her hair. Zhou Yi and Lan both cried out that the world is unfair. After all, they are not good at it. This hair is so thick and smooth, and so black and shiny. Yuxi, how did you do it? Zhou Yi was so jealous. Compared with Song Shiner, who is an accountant, being an advertising planner is the most terrible. It is common to work hard every day and stay up late to work on planning cases all night. When she washes her hair, she loses a lot of hair. She once thought that she had a terminal illness. But after going to the hospital for a checkup, nothing happened. Later, whenever she washed her hair, she would feel inexplicably irritated. She simply cut her long hair short so that she could turn a blind eye to it. Zhang Yuxi looked bewildered. I didn't do it deliberately, and I didn't choose shampoo specifically. I just used the most common one. You can try it. I personally feel it's not bad. Hearing this, Lan sighed. I know the reason. Zhou Yi and Song Shiner looked at her fiercely. Zhang Yuxi was also surprised. What's the reason? Lan said pretentiously. Because she has a husband who pampers her like a princess. She doesn't have to worry about the daily necessities of life. She only needs to play with the children. Every day I eat, sleep, work and play with the children. What is anxiety? What is making money? She can understand nothing. Lan covered her chest and pretended to be self-pitying. Unlike us singles, no one loves us. We look like princesses, but we have to be like diamonds on the inside. We work so hard every day, for money. We work so hard every day. Don't we stay up late every day to work hard? We don't lose hair? Who loses hair? After hearing this, the three of them said. Zhang Yuxi was the first to express dissatisfaction. Am I taking good care of my baby? And because of my work, I am also very anxious every day. Lan retorted, as if she was angry from a single dog. You have a man, what do we have? Mr. Lin takes care of you and your children every day, and you don't need to intervene in your food, clothing, housing and transportation. As for your anxiety, Mr. Lin can solve it with a kiss. Zhang Yuxi was speechless. Well, she really spent a day without worries. As for the troubles at work, seeing the smiles of her baby and husband, they all disappeared. Zhou Yi took advantage of the topic and said with a smile, it seems that Yuxi is very happy, so Shiner and I are relieved. Zhang Yuxi smiled, unable to hide the sweet happiness on her face. Lan chuckled, you don't know how handsome Yuxi's husband is, do you? You don't even know how many babies she has given birth to, right? Zhou Yi grasped the key words, how many? Twins. Lan laughed, our Yuxi is a great person, okay? Twins? Who are you looking down on? Zhou Yi, Song Shiner. The two looked at Zhang Yuxi. Then, could it be triplets? Zhang Yuxi's pretty face flushed instantly. Why is there an unspeakable feeling surging in her heart? Lan saw that Zhang Yuxi was speechless and laughed. By the way, didn't you tell me that President Lin and the babies were playing in the park? Why don't we just take them two to meet each other? As soon as the voice fell, Zhou Yi couldn't wait to stand up. While taking the coat, he urged, what are you waiting for? Hurry up. When they arrived at the park, Lin Feng and the babies had just returned from the police station. After walking such a long way, Lin Feng touched the babies' backs and found that they were sweating. Lin Feng used sweat towels to pad them. They were playing with the new toys they bought on the way. Wife? We are under a big banyan tree, Okay, the babies and I will wait for you. Zhou Yi and Song Shiner, who were familiar with the route, arrived under the banyan tree without much effort. On the lawn under the banyan tree, there was an extremely handsome man with a clean temperament and a gentle smile on his face. He was playing with the babies, and his eyes were so gentle that water could drip out of them. The occasional smile was even more handsome. The babies, 1, 2, 3, 4. There were a total of 4. Although the babies did not look like they were more than 1 year old, Zhou and Song Shiner's intuition told them that they were Zhang Yuxi's husband and children. Their guess was soon confirmed to be correct. The man seemed to have sensed something, looked up, and then said something to the babies around him. The babies raised their heads one after another, and then ran over happily. They shouted for their mothers as they ran. Zhou and Song Shiner took a deep breath and were shocked. The fourth baby ran in the front and threw himself into Zhang Yuxi's arms. He couldn't wait to share the experience of picking up money with his mother. "Mom, we picked up a lot of money. Dad said we can't take it and have to give it back to the owner." Erbeo also ran over at this time and rushed to answer. "Dad said someone is sick and needs money." The uncle who lost the money was crying. Dabeo said with a wheeze, "We also saw the police uncle, he was so fierce." Sanbeo came over and hugged Zhang Yuxi with a sweet smile. "Mom, Sanbeo missed you." Zhang Yuxi roughly understood what happened in their chatter. Praised the babies in various ways. "You did a great job, the money is very important to them. Otherwise, why would the uncle cry in anxiety, right? You are all great today. Mom gives you a thumbs up. Come, let mom kiss you." Zhou and Qiao Kier were jealous when they saw this scene. Because the babies are so cute and so lovable. And Lan squatted down, come and kiss your godmother." Zhang Yuxi patted her, "You put on makeup." And Lan just remembered it and was a little disappointed. "Oh, forget it. I'll make it up later." Zhou and Song Shiner were itching to hug the little angels. But they didn't recognize them yet. So they introduced themselves first. "Hi, babies, we are your mother's friends. I'm Aunt Zhou, and this is Aunt Song." Zhang Yuxi nodded to the babies. Yes, they are all good friends of their mother. "Erbeo has the sweetest mouth. I'm Erbeo, the ants are so beautiful." Zhou and Song Shiner squatted down and looked at her. "This little mouth is like smeared with honey, it really knows how to talk." Erbeo is also very beautiful. Chapter 269, Educating children has nothing to do with early or late. Seeing that Erbeo was not shy, Zhou said with a smile. "Can Auntie hold you?" Erbeo took the initiative to throw himself into her arms and said sweetly, "Auntie, you smell good." The little person was so soft and boneless, and it was so comfortable to hold in my arms. Damn, I really want to give birth to a little angel like this. Song Shiner looked at Sibeo, who is the most lively just now, with envy. "Baby, which one are you?" "I'm Sibeo." "Then can I hold you?" "Okay." And Lan joked on the side, "Are you jealous? I want to give birth to one myself as soon as possible." Zhou couldn't let go of Erbeo, straightened Erbeo's clothes, and rolled her eyes at Lan. "Who are you looking for to give birth to?" "I haven't seen anyone yet." Zhou whispered as she looked at Lin Feng approaching. "Fuck, Yuxi, your husband is so damn handsome." Then she said against her will, "But he's a little worse than my idol." Song Shiner looked over, and just from a distance, she could only see that he was a handsome guy. Now looking at him up close, he is so handsome. Not only is he good looking, but he also has a great figure. And his temperament is amazing. And there is also this faint fragrance that wafts in the wind. So special, so nice. Lin Feng held a backpack in one hand and a toy in the other, and nodded slightly at Zhou and Song Shiner. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Let me introduce you, this is Zhou, this is Song Shiner. This is my husband, Lin Feng." Zhang Yuxi's eyes were full of light when she introduced Lin Feng. Lin Feng raised his lips slightly and said gently, "Hello, I am Zhang Yuxi's husband Lin Feng." "Hello." Zhou bumped Zhang Yuxi with her shoulder and greeted her with a smile. "Hello, I heard from Yuxi that you will stay in Shanghai until after the new year. Now Shanghai has changed a lot, I will take you to have a good look later. Today was too hasty, and I didn't bring any gifts for the babies. I will make up for it next time." Song Shiner on the side also nodded. Zhang Yuxi smiled, "You are too polite." Zhou chuckled, "I came late and didn't get the position of the number 1 godmother. The position of the number 2 godmother must be mine. So, this meeting gift must be indispensable." Zhang Yuxi didn't say anything else. "Then I thank you in advance." Zhou took out her mobile phone and looked at the time. "Why are you thanking me? The babies have thanked me enough. It's getting late. I have to go back to work on the business plan. I will treat you to dinner when I am free another day." And Lan was anxious, "Then you have to hurry up. I have to go back to Yangchang before the new year." Zhou Yu chuckled, what does it have to do with me? And Lan waved his fist, believe it or not, I will kill you with a lump of my guts. Zhou Yu dodged, the babies are watching, don't let them learn bad things. And Lan put down his fist and snorted coldly, if you dare not treat me to dinner, try it. Zhou Yu pretended to tremble with arrogance. Oh my, I'm so scared. And Lan pouted, I'll beat you to death. Zhou Yu bent down and waved goodbye to the babies. Auntie is leaving, see you next time, bye. The babies waved their little hands and said in unison, goodbye, Auntie. Song Shiner smiled and said, I'm leaving too, goodbye babies. Goodbye, Auntie. The two walked and discussed. Song Shiner asked, subway or taxi? Zhou Yu shook her head, no money for a taxi, take the subway. I bought a notebook worth more than 20,000 yuan at the beginning of the month. I'm so poor that I don't even have the chance to eat dirt. Zhou Yu is a planner and has very high requirements for computer configuration. Which computer is not 10,000 or 20,000 yuan? Song Shiner and Zhou Yu's family conditions are not bad. In the first-tier city of Shanghai, their parents run a small business. Not as good as the rich, but better than the poor, at least they have millions of savings. Zhang Yuxi felt pretty good at this gathering. Maybe it was because of Lan's warm-up that they talked happily with each other and didn't feel strange at all. Lan asked, I want to go shopping, do you want to come with me? Lin Feng looked at the time, no, I have to go back to cook, and the baby should be hungry. Just as he finished speaking, Sibeo, the supporting actor, said quickly, Dad, Sibeo is hungry. Lan waved her hand, okay, then I'll go shopping. See what is suitable as employee benefits, buy some to win people's hearts. When they got home, Zhao Lizhan and Zhang Fuiong had not returned yet. Zhang Yuxi was in the living room with the babies and called them. Dad, are you coming back for dinner? No, okay. Mom, Dad is not coming back for dinner tonight, what about you? Oh, I'm not coming back for dinner either, so come back early. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi shouted to the kitchen. Husband, Mom and Dad are not coming back for dinner, why don't we just eat noodles? Lin Feng's voice came from the kitchen, okay. The adults and babies all ate tomato and egg noodles. The only difference was that the babies' tomatoes were crushed with a wall-breaking machine and boiled into paste. The eggs were fried until tender and smooth, and then served out into crumbs suitable for the babies to eat. Their noodles had to be broken into small sections so that they could be eaten with a rice spoon. After finishing the babies' dinner, Lin Feng filled each small bowl and put it aside to dry for a while. Here, the noodles for the adults were also ready. Taking advantage of this stall, Lin Feng stewed lotus seed and pork tripe soup for the babies. By the evening, each baby drank a little, and that was enough. The babies had no problem eating, except for the third baby who ate a little slowly. All of them were very well behaved. After dinner, Zhao Lizhan came back. As soon as she entered the door, she saw a lot of little cuties rushing towards her. So happy. Oh, Grandma is back, are you happy? Look what Grandma bought for you. Dang dang dang. Toys, do you like them? She had a lot of toys in her pocket. As soon as they appeared, the babies were super happy. Here, this is for Dabeo, this is for Sibeo. Zhao Lizhan instructed after distributing the toys. When you are done playing, you can play with each other, but don't fight over them. Sibeo took the toy and told Zhao Lizhan about the money he picked up today. He started it, and the other babies surrounded Zhao Lizhan. They rushed to speak one after another. After guessing and interacting with each other, Zhao Lizhan roughly understood. Zhao Lizhan was very pleased and hugged her little grandchildren with love. You did the right thing. We can't take money that doesn't belong to us. Including the things we found. If they are not ours, we will return them to the original owner. If one day you lose something or money, don't you also hope that someone will return it to you? When we look forward to them, we also hope that we can become that kind of person. Zhao Lizhan knew that they were still young and might not understand what she said. But educating children has never been about early or late. Chapter 270 Zhang Yuxi's Secret. The babies picked up their toys and ran to the living room to play. Zhao Lizhan sat down and sighed tiredly. Zhang Yuxi poured a glass of water. Mom, drink some water. Zhao Lizhan took a few sips, moistened her throat, and continued. Today, an art company wants to sign a long-term cooperation with us. I've been talking so hard, but the price is still not agreed. They just want to get it for free and don't pay a penny. Haha, I don't know where you get the nerve to waste my precious time for a day. Zhao Lizhan took out her mobile phone and called Zhang Fuiong. As soon as the call was connected, Zhang Fuiong spoke with a big tongue. Wife? Zhao Lizian's tone was cold. Where are you? She pricked up her ears and listened carefully. She heard a few familiar voices and her face suddenly sank. When will you be back? Zhang Fuiong said with a smile. Let's play for a while and go home in an hour. Zhao Lizian said nothing and hung up the phone directly. Zhang Yuxi came to speak for Zhang Fuiong. Maybe Dad can't leave because of social engagements. Mom, let's be more considerate of him. Zhao Lizian glanced at Lin Feng from the corner of her eye and whispered. I heard your Uncle May's voice inside. Do you think I can rest assured? Zhang Yuxi's face changed slightly. Then I'll ask Lin Feng to bring Dad back. Zhao Lizian motioned her to speak softly. Don't let Lin Feng go, lest he come into contact with your Uncle May. Zhang Yuxi thought it made sense and urged Zhao Lizian. Mom, then you should find someone quickly. By the way, do you know where he is? Zhao Lizian smiled slyly and took out a couple apps on her phone. After opening it and operating it, she located Zhang Fuiong's location. Zhao Lizian got up and called in Lin's father. Lin Feng had excellent hearing and heard the conversation between mother and daughter clearly. After Zhao Lizian left, he asked, what happened to Uncle May? Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Husband, did you hear it? We were on the same sofa, how could I not hear it? Zhang Yuxi sighed. Uncle May is my dad's business partner, and he was once a classmate. At the beginning, he liked to play slot machines and so on. Later, it was out of control. He also took me to my dad to play a few times, and he lost more than 1 million. This was only later when my mom found out about the clues after looking at the transfer records. Later, my dad was restricted from interacting with Uncle May. During that time, my mom kept a close eye on him and checked on him at any time. Uncle May originally had assets of over 100 million, but I heard that he lost tens of millions. When I left Shanghai, Uncle May and Aunt May were getting a divorce, and they were still in contact with my dad. But my mom kept a close eye on him, and my dad sobered up after losing money. But sometimes, when people face this kind of thing, it is actually very difficult to control. Otherwise, how could so many people lose their wives and children and their families because of this kind of thing? More than 1 million is not a lot for the Zhang family. But the key is that the surname May is a hidden danger. You can't just drive people out of the city in such a big city. You can only do your job well and supervise them in place. Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng and suddenly became nervous. Husband, you have to promise me that you will never touch that thing. Lin Feng smiled. No, your husband is sober and will not do such a stupid thing. Zhao Lizian returned to the living room uneasy. It's getting late. You should take the children to rest. 9 o'clock in the evening. Lin Feng was washing the babies' faces, hands and buttocks. Zhang Yuxi dressed the babies absent-mindedly. Lin Feng took over her work. You go downstairs to accompany Mom, and I will take care of the children. Okay, thank you for your hard work, husband. Zhang Yuxi went downstairs. Seeing Zhao Lizian staring blankly at the front, her eyes were unfocused. Mom, is there any news? Zhao Lizian came back to her senses, with a trace of misery on her face. After I called your dad, he turned off his phone. I was so nervous. Just now, your uncle called and said that your dad was with Uncle May. I heard that it was a big round table with 7 or 8 people playing together. I knew what they were playing just by listening. Do you think your dad was playing too? He's so stupid, maybe a few people teamed up to cheat him. Do you think that guy surnamed May has any shame? I told him clearly not to look for your dad again, just look. The more Zhao Lizian talked, the more she wanted to hit someone. Zhang Yuxi comforted her. Mom, don't worry, this matter may not be what you think. Zhao Lizian didn't say anything, and Lan's father brought him back. Wife, you. Zhang Fuiong was about to say something when he was frightened by Zhao Lizian's face. Zhao Lizian turned around and smiled and said to Lan's father, I'm sorry to ask you to run so late. Lan's father waved his hand. Oh, when will you get rid of your politeness? He glanced at Zhang Fuiong. When I went there, he wasn't playing. Maybe he wasn't playing. You should talk to him. Zhao Lizian nodded. Okay. Then I'll leave. Thank you for your hard work. It's just a trip. How can it be hard? After seeing Lan's father off, Zhao Lizian said lightly, Yuxi, go upstairs and sleep. I have something to say to your dad. Zhang Yuxi glanced at Zhang Fuiong and told him to fend for himself. She returned to the room and the babies were already asleep. Lin Feng was using her old desktop computer, tinkering with something. Dad is back. Well, what are you reading? Zhang Yuxi leaned over and found an electronic version of her diary. There are also some romance novels about domineering CEOs. What domineering CEOs fall in love with me? What evil monarch's little wife? What substitute wife? And the well-known teacher by. And a book about what high school grades were not ideal? She hadn't used her computer for many years. She bought it for study in high school. Later, she used a laptop when she went abroad, and changed 2 or 3 times before graduation. This desktop computer was rarely used, so she kept it. Therefore, Zhang Yuxi didn't know what was inside. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 271 System Reward, an entire office floor. Seeing those shy words on the computer, Zhang Yuxi ran over and covered the computer screen with her hands. Husband, don't look at it. Lin Feng had actually finished reading it a long time ago. Except for teacher by and unsatisfactory high school results. He was a little surprised. Those romance novels were understandable. Didn't he also read a lot of fantasy novels at the beginning? They were so scary at every turn. Don't bully the poor young people. He still missed himself at that time. After all, these are all part of his youth. He didn't think much of it at first, but Zhang Yuxi's performance made him interested all of a sudden. He asked with interest, "What's wrong? What can't I see?" Zhang Yuxi turned off the computer directly. "Anyway, I won't let you see it." Lin Feng spread his hands. "I'm sorry, I've seen it all." "What is the book Unsatisfactory High School Results from?" Zhang Yuxi turned her head. "It's probably a college entrance examination teaching video. But it's in TXT format. Then it's a teaching notebook." Lin Feng. "Okay, I won't ask any more." Zhang Yuxi was interrupted by Lin Feng, and then she remembered that she had something to do. "Hubby, you go to sleep first, I'll go see mom and dad." Zhang Yuxi hid at the stairs. If parents quarrel, go and separate them. Zhao Lizian is a calm person. She sat on the sofa with a cold look. "Why are you with a guy named Mei?" Zhang Fuiong quickly explained. "Wife, I swear to you this time, I didn't play and I didn't contact him." Zhao Lizian's face looked a little better. "Then how did you meet?" Zhang Fuiong drank a glass of water. "I went to discuss business today, and I happened to meet him on the way back. Besides him, there was someone else with him. He said they hadn't seen each other for a long time and wanted to have tea together. Your call came at this time. I was going to call you back, but my phone was out of battery." Zhao Lizian, with no change in expression, "Go on." Zhang Fuiong's expression was frank. "At the beginning, there were only 2 of us, and as we were chatting, 3 people came. They said they wanted to play cards together, but when I saw Lao Mei was there, I didn't play. After a while, they called 2 more people, saying it would be lively." Zhao Lizian narrowed her eyes. "Did they persuade you to play?" Zhang Fuiong nodded. "They persuaded you, but I didn't play. I said I wanted to go back, and my attitude was very persistent. Just as I was about to leave, Laoan came over. Even if he doesn't come, I will come back." Zhao Lizian warned him. "You know, there is no impenetrable wall in the world. If I know, I will divorce you." Zhang Fuiong said quickly. Yes, I will ignore Lao Mei when I see him in the future." Zhao Lizian snorted coldly. "Believe your lies." Zhang Fuiong said seriously. "I used to keep in touch with Lao Mei. To put it bluntly, apart from his gambling, he still has connections. What I like is his connections in many ways. Now my daughter and son-in-law are happy and have a car, a house and savings. And I just need to earn enough money for retirement, so that I won't cause trouble for my daughter and son-in-law when the time comes. Business, it doesn't matter how much you earn. It's different now than before." Zhao Lizian snorted. After being married for many years, she believed that Zhang Fuiong was really not playing this time. "Anyway, I'm going to say this. If you play cards with Lao Mei again, don't blame me for not giving you face." Zhang Fuiong nodded hurriedly. "Just look at my actions." Zhao Lizian said again. "If you don't keep yourself clean and let your son-in-law learn bad things from you, I'll show you how I can deal with you." This scared Zhang Fuiong. No, I definitely won't." Zhao Lizian rolled her eyes and asked unhappily, "Have you eaten?" I have eaten. Zhang Yuxi heard this and went upstairs quietly. Back in the room, Lin Feng was video chatting with the boss of the pet boarding company. Dabei and Fifei, be obedient, we will go back in a while. Zhang Yuxi came over. Honey, let me see Dabei and Fifei. Dabei and Fifei were in good condition. Especially Dabei, who shook his propeller tail vigorously at the camera and barked at the phone. Lin Feng waved, goodbye Dabei, Fifei. Zhang Yuxi, Dabei, Fifei, goodbye. The couple missed them. They thought they should be airlifted here this time. Lin Feng put down his phone. How are my parents? No quarrel, peaceful solution. Late at night, the sound of the system ding-dong came from my mind. Ding, because the host educated the baby, he understood the principle of returning lost property and fulfilled his father's responsibility. Award, the whole floor of office building number 8, building A, R and F Plaza, a whole floor of office building? This reward is a bit too good. After all, the housing prices in Shanghai are second to none in the country. The next day, after breakfast, Lin Feng thought about whether to go to the hospital to see the child. See if he can do something. After all, acquaintance is also a kind of fate. Zhao Lizian had no objection. Your father and I are at home today, so just leave the child at home. The hospital is full of patients, so try not to go there as much as possible. Zhang Yuxi followed. Hubby, I'll go with you. Okay. Lin Feng nodded, and then said, then I'll come back before noon to cook for you. Hearing this, Zhao Lizian suddenly felt guilty. It is indeed a bit unkind to ask the son-in-law to cook when he comes to visit. You don't have to worry about us. We will find a way to solve the baby's meal. At this time, Lin Feng usually does not refute the opinions of the elders. He smiled and said, okay. In short, try to come back before noon. As soon as his daughter and son-in-law left, Zhang Fuiong quickly expressed his position. Don't expect me to cook. You know my cooking skills. Adults won't die from eating, but babies can't. Zhao Lizian asked back, then we can't let the son-in-law come back to do it. Since he came, he has been cooking and washing dishes. You are embarrassed, I am embarrassed. Zhang Fuiong felt quite embarrassed and took out his mobile phone. Then I will look at the takeaway and see if there is anything suitable for the babies. Zhao Lizian was too lazy to pay attention to this lunatic. I said you are going back more and more, right? Giving the babies takeaway, how did you come up with this bad idea? Zhang Fuiong asked back, do you have a way? Zhao Lizian called in Lan's mother and said it bluntly. Yuxi and Lin Feng are out today. We don't know what to do for our little grandson. Oh, then come over quickly. Zhao Lizian put down her phone and said proudly. He and Lan's mother, come over in a while. Zhang Fuiong said a little embarrassedly, it's not good to trouble others, right? Zhao Lizian asked back, then what do you have in mind? On the other end of the phone, the two people were heard bickering. And Lan's mother almost laughed to death. Chapter 272 Everything will be fine. On the other side. And Lan came down from upstairs in her pajamas. Seeing her mother laughing secretly, she couldn't help asking, Mom, what are you laughing at? And Lan's mother said with a smile while packing up her things. I'm laughing at Yuxi's mother. She just said that Yuxi and Lin Feng went out to do something and the children were left at home. Lin Feng said he would come back to cook at noon. She didn't want to trouble her son-in-law, so she asked me to go over to help. I guess it was embarrassing for her to cook in front of her son-in-law because the casserole exploded last time. You asked me to go over this time because you wanted to reassure Lin Feng. After all, having someone who can cook at home can also reassure the son-in-law. And Lan laughed so hard, I guess Auntie had no choice but to come up with this trick. And Lan's mother said with a smile, I thought so too. Zhang Yuxi received the message from Lan in the car and couldn't help laughing. My mother called Lan's mother over. Guess what? She's cooking for the babies. Lin Feng withdrew 50,000 yuan in cash from the bank and drove to the third hospital. He bought some fruits at the supermarket opposite the hospital. Seeing someone else buying milk and bread, Lin Feng also bought some. Then, he went to the flower shop next door and bought a bouquet of flowers. Only then did he realize that some flower baskets came with fruits. Hey, brother, I'm here. Okay, I'll wait for you at the entrance of the inpatient apartment. After hanging up the phone, less than 10 minutes later, someone came. A man with an untidy beard and a haggard look came down. He was particularly enthusiastic when he saw Lin Feng. Little brother, why are you here? Lin Feng smiled and said, I said I would come to see your child when I have time. The man was moved and happy. Thank you for your kindness. You just come empty-handed, you don't need to bring these. Lin Feng smiled and said, brother, which floor is the child on? The man said, I'll take you there. Come, hold the things for me. There is an indelible smell of disinfectant in the hospital. Zhang Yuxi doesn't like to smell this smell, and it makes her feel uncomfortable. In the elevator, this smell is even more obvious. The uncomfortable feeling is getting stronger and stronger. Lin Feng seemed to see Zhang Yuxi's discomfort, so he raised his arm and held her in his arms. She leaned close to Lin Feng. Smelling the faint scent of perfume on him, the smell of disinfectant in the air was not so unpleasant. The sense of security he conveyed no longer made Zhang Yuxi feel uneasy. Instead, it was a sense of stability, happiness and reliance. In the elevator, two women were talking, and it seemed that they knew each other. A was a middle-aged woman, carrying a few lunchboxes and a few steamed buns in food bags. She should have just returned from the cafeteria. What did your doctor say? Do you want to continue to stay in the hospital? B was about the same age as A, with a painful and wooden expression, and choked up. The doctor told us to take you home and see how long you can last. They said that staying in the hospital is a waste of money. It's better to use the money to buy delicious food while you can still eat it now. A's eyes were full of sympathy and sadness, but hope was ignited. We need to see if the test results today are cancer. If it is, let us be prepared. It will cost 700,000 or 800,000 yuan. But there is still a 15% chance that it may not be cancer. I hope we are the lucky 15%. B's expression was already desperate and indifferent. We are completely hopeless. There is no hope at all. The cancer cells have spread all over the body. It is all lumps. We can only wait to die. With a ding, both of them left the elevator. The other people in the elevator had complicated thoughts. In the corner, someone was crying secretly, and finally cried hysterically. Without asking him, he seemed to be venting. The one in our family died this morning. Zhang Yuxi turned her head and buried it in Lin Feng's chest. She didn't dare to listen to the crying, nor did she dare to look at the man's sad expression. The man took a deep breath and said with a smile, we are here. There were 4 beds in the ward, all of which were occupied by patients. The ward was very messy, with things placed everywhere. In addition to the smell of disinfectant, the air was also mixed with the smell of food and smelly feet. So the smell that hits you in the ward is really hard to describe. The curtain is drawn on the bed at the back by the window. The man explained, the child's mother is washing the child, and he will be fine soon. Then he put away the things on the cabinet and put the bouquet and fruits on it. He also put 2 boxes of milk against the wall. After all this, the man folded up the small bed. Sit down. Zhang Yuxi shook her head. I'll be fine standing. Lin Feng said, brother, I think you need to rest. You are too haggard. After all, this is a hospital, and some people are a little particular. The man did not delay any longer, sat down and said with a smile, taking care of a child, no one will not be haggard. Thanks to you for returning the money, the handling fee has been paid, and the procedures were done yesterday. The doctor said it was very successful. As long as the recovery is good, there will be no problem. Speaking of this money, the man didn't know how to thank Lin Feng. Lin Feng felt that he did nothing. The money was found by the babies. He just did what he should do. As he said, the curtain was lifted, and he saw a little boy about 8 or 9 years old lying on the bed. A woman of medium height stood beside him. I'll pour out the water first. The man pointed at Lin Feng and said, son, it was this uncle and his child who found the money and returned it to dad. The little boy said very sensibly, thank you, uncle. If it weren't for you, my dad would definitely not be able to find the money, and I wouldn't be able to have the operation. Lin Feng smiled. How old are you this year? 9 years old. Then you work hard. The doctor said you will be able to be discharged from the hospital in a while. The child's face showed an innocent and lovely smile. Yeah, I will work hard. Zhang Yuxi, who is already a mother, couldn't bear to see this. Her eyes turned red and her nose was sore. She was moved by the child's smile and wanted to cry. Lin Feng calmly put a handbag on the child's bedside. This is a gift from your uncle and aunt. Wait until we leave, can you open it? The child's eyes sparkled. Yeah, I'm the best. Then, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi left hand in hand. As soon as they left, the child couldn't wait to let his father open the handbag. It's a little dinosaur doll, and a robot. Hey! The man exclaimed, there's a stack of money. There's 50,000. It was obviously left there on purpose. The woman hurriedly said, "What are you still standing there for? Go and give it back to the owner." The man finally reacted, rushed out with a bag, and chased directly to the lobby of the inpatient apartment. The man ran over in a hurry and returned the money in the bag to Lin Feng. "Little brother, I can't take this money, I'll give it back to you." Lin Feng was still quite surprised, and did not take the money, but smiled faintly. "Just think of it as me having a fate with this child. Use this money to buy him some delicious food and nourish him well." The man's attitude was still insistent. "I know the intention, but I can't take this money. Your money is not blown by the wind, it is also earned through hard work. I am very grateful that you can hand over the money you picked up last time. I can't take this money no matter what." Lin Feng had no choice for a while. Zhang Yuxi stepped in. "Big brother, how about you write us an IOU and pay us back when you have more money?" The man was about to say something when Zhang Yuxi interrupted him. She turned into a teacher and said in an irrefutable tone, "Don't rush to refuse. Think about the subsequent medical expenses, which will definitely cost a lot of money. Even if the child goes back to recuperate, he still needs money to buy delicious food. The food must be good. Look, prices are so expensive now. A pound of pork costs more than 30 yuan. Take this money and use it wisely." The man was so moved that he didn't know what to say. He just kept saying thank you. He went to the information desk to get paper and pen. "I'll write you an IOU." Zhang Yuxi thought for a moment, "Since we're borrowing, then we'll lend you another 50,000, making it 100,000. The man shook his head vigorously. 50,000 is enough. The doctor said that after a week of observation, if there's no major problem, you can go home to recuperate. Contact the doctor if there's anything wrong. When we get home, his grandmother and the child's mother will take care of him, and I'll go out to work. With a source of income, everything will be fine." Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Okay, call me if you have any difficulties." The man wrote the IOU, found the ink pad, pressed his fingerprints on it, and handed it to Lin Feng. Lin Feng put away the IOU. "We have something to do, so we'll leave first. You go back to take care of the child." The man bowed deeply to the two of them, and then left. Chapter 273 Half-Grandma. Back to the ward. Everyone in the ward was looking at him. Although the woman didn't want to return the money to the other party in her heart. After all, they were heavily in debt and didn't know how much money they would have to spend in the future. This 50,000 yuan was their last straw. They really had no way to borrow money. But out of conscience, she couldn't take the money, and it shouldn't be theirs. Seeing the man coming back with a bag, she asked, "Have you paid it back?" The man shook his head. "No, they didn't accept it. I wrote them an IOU." The woman was happy. "Really?" The man nodded. "I just deposited the money in the bank, and I will use it after my son is discharged from the hospital." The woman felt like her throat was being strangled, and finally she breathed a sigh of relief. The man whispered to his son, "Son, come on and get better. In the future, we must thank our uncles, understand?" The little boy nodded obediently. "I will repay them in the future." Everyone else in the ward praised their good luck. "You guys are so lucky to have met a kind person. He probably has money too, so he doesn't care about the 50,000 yuan. That's right, if someone else had picked up the cash, they would have spent it themselves long ago, and sent it to the police station. You're just dreaming." They also felt sorry for the little guy, and were really happy for him. At such a young age, he didn't cry or to make a fuss when he got injections and took medicine, and only cried a few times when it hurt. When his parents were not around, he asked the doctor to use cheap medicine. Because their family had no money. He didn't want to die yet, because his parents would be sad. The doctors, nurses, and people in the same ward all felt sorry for him and loved him. On the way back, Zhang Yuxi recalled the child's appearance on the hospital bed, and she felt bad. Her baby fell down, got a little scratched, and cried a little harder. She felt bad, but she still encouraged the child to be strong. She wished that all the pain would be transferred to herself. She couldn't imagine how painful it would be if she was sick. Lin Feng held her hand, as if to comfort her. Zhang Yuxi took a deep breath. "Hubby, you take good care of the babies." "Thank you. The babies do everything by themselves. They are almost 1.5 years old and have never caught a cold. It's really amazing." Lin Feng nodded. "Our babies are in good health, don't think too much." Navigation came to R&F Plaza. There are rental and sale advertisements everywhere. R&F Plaza was completed in March this year and is all Grade A office buildings. There are two buildings, A and B, each with 35 floors. Many business companies, enterprises, hotels, gourmet restaurants, etc. have already settled in. There are also many branches of well-known domestic companies here. Building C, not far away, has not even laid the foundation. Lin Feng checked on the internet and there are many different opinions. Some say that there is a shortage of funds, some say that the boss ran away, and some say that he took the money abroad. There are all kinds of reasons. Lin Feng stopped the car and searched for a long time with Zhang Yuxi before they knew how to get out of the parking lot. "Honey, what are we doing here?" Lin Feng held her hand. "Let's go for a walk." Lin Feng parked in the parking lot of Building B and came out from another door. "It takes about half an hour to walk to Building A. Must we go for a walk?" "Take the elevator to the 15th floor of Building A, and then." Zhang Yuxi saw Lin Feng take out the key, open the door, and then enter his fingerprint. The door opened. "What a familiar scene," Zhang Yuxi asked. "Honey? This." The inside is all rough, but it is very large, beyond Lin Feng's imagination. He was surprised in his heart, but he said calmly, "I bought this whole floor." After being surprised, Zhang Yuxi chose to support Lin Feng. "Honey, what are you going to do?" "I didn't know before, but I know now." "What?" "Let's talk about it when we get back." "Okay." When they got home, it was not yet noon, and Lan's mother was preparing to cook. She smiled and said, "I'm back." Zhao Lizian sighed, "This child still doesn't believe me." And Lan's mother laughed at her, "Because you can make a fuss." Lin Feng didn't smell the food when he came back, so he knew he came back in time. It's not that he didn't trust Zhao Lizian. It's not that he thought the baby was too delicate and didn't eat a meal made by himself. It's just that habits become natural, and he will feel more at ease. Lin Feng was at the entrance, and he smiled and said, "I'm back." Sure enough, he heard the sound of running and the baby's happy shouts. "Ah, Dad is back, Dad is back." Turning around, the babies were already rushing over. Lin Feng squatted down and opened his arms to greet him. One by one, they threw themselves into Lin Feng's arms, as strong as a calf. Lin Feng steadied himself, hugged them and asked, "Are there any good kids at home today?" The babies nodded. Erbeo said with a smile, "I miss Daddy so much." Lin Feng smiled, "I know the babies miss Daddy, so Daddy will come back soon." Zhang Yuxi was changing her boots, standing behind Lin Feng and asked with a smile, "Why, no one cares about Mommy? I'm such a big person, don't you see? Or do you feel that Mommy's arms are not warm enough?" As soon as they finished speaking, the babies rushed into Zhang Yuxi's arms one by one. The force was so great that if Lin Feng hadn't hugged her, she would definitely fall. Zhang Yuxi squatted down and hugged them, kissing them one by one. The family stayed in the entrance for a while, and Lin Feng said to Zhao Lizian and others in the living room, "I'm going to cook, what do you want to eat for lunch?" Zhao Lizian was drinking tea, "I don't mind anything." And Lan's mother smiled and said, "I'm not picky about food." Zhang Fuiong was packing up, "I'm not picky about things, it's good to have something to eat." Zhao Lizian asked, "What do you mean?" "Nothing." "Huh?" Lin Feng was busy in the kitchen, and the babies took Zhang Yuxi's hand and came to the living room. Sibeo asked, "Mom, did you bring toys for Sibeo?" Zhang Yuxi shook her head, "No, Mom and Dad went out to do some work today, so they didn't buy any toys." Zhao Lizian said, "There are so many toys at home, play with them first." The babies were a little disappointed. Sanbeo climbed into Zhang Yuxi's arms and asked, "Mom, what did you go out to do?" Zhang Yuxi hugged her, "Do you remember the uncle who found the money?" The babies nodded. "Their baby is sick, and we went to see him today. He is a big brother, much older than you." When the babies heard about being sick, their faces changed. It was probably the fear dominated by vaccination. They couldn't help but sympathize with the little brother they hadn't met. Zhang Yuxi continued, "Brother took medicine and got an injection and he will be fine after a while. When he gets better, if we are still at Grandma's house, let's go to see them, okay?" The babies nodded. They like to make friends with children. "If we meet my brother, what kind of gift should we give him? We can't go empty-handed. If we bring gifts, my brother will be very happy when he knows. Once he's happy, he'll get better faster." Hearing their mother say this, the babies all spoke actively. "Dabeo, I have a lot of transformers, give them to my brother." "Erbeo, will my brother like Barbie?" Zhang Yuxi thought for a while, "I don't know. Does Erbeo only have Barbie? Bao thought for a while, then give him a little dinosaur. Sibao said Ultraman, and Sanbao said a crown. Zhang Yuxi asked, crown? Princesses. Sanbao shook his head, warrior. Zhang Yuxi touched the babies' heads lovingly and comforted. Toys are shared. But each baby likes different types. Dabao has a special liking for Transformers, Bao likes Barbie, and there is also a funny one. Sanbao likes things related to music, and Sibao likes all types of Ultraman. He liked Tiga in the last second, and Mebius in the next second. He is very fickle. Next, the babies seem to have reached an agreement. Since the toys were given away, they wanted Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng to buy new toys. And Lan's mother said, it's normal for children to get tired of toys. They will stop playing with the toys they bought after playing for a while. Zhao Lizian nodded, it's just that little bit of novelty. And Lan's mother envied, taking care of one child is tiring, let alone taking care of four, and you teach them so well. Zhao Lizian couldn't help showing off again, saying with pride. I met a pair of twins in the small park opposite before. We were born on August 8th, and they were born on August 7th, one day apart. They walk well and talk okay, but their ability to express themselves is not good, and they can't compare with us grandsons at all. Before you came, I taught them the phone number of Yuxi's mobile phone, and they remembered it after 2 or 3 times. And Lan's mother nodded, these children will be very capable if they are well trained. Don't they say that you can tell a child's future from the age of 3? They are all taught so well, and I've never seen them throw tantrums or cry and make a fuss. Zhao Lizian said, I thought before that it would be tiring to take care of them. But as soon as I put the toys in front of them, they started playing by themselves, and would come to me if they needed to pee or poop. And Lan's mother sighed, I envy you, I don't know when I can see my grandson. Today I asked Lan to go on a blind date. He's the son of an acquaintance. I've met him a few times and he's not bad. I don't know if they will like each other. Zhao Lizian was also worried about Lan's mother. They are good girlfriends. It would be fun to be grandmothers together. And Lan is a playful kid. She's always idle. Now that she's making money, she probably won't get married in the future. After saying that, Zhao Lizian leaned close to Lan's mother and whispered. Speaking of this, if Yuxi hadn't encountered that incident, she wouldn't want to get married. And Lan's mother was worried. Oh, don't mention it. I get angry when I mention it. Zhao Lizian said generously, it's okay, I have many grandchildren anyway, they like you, and you are half grandmother to them. And Lan's mother. But she wants grandchildren born by her daughter. Chapter 274 Do Charity. Lin Feng prepared lunch and brought it to the table. Seeing the delicious dishes, Lan's mother couldn't help but feel jealous again. She was thinking about her future son-in-law. I wonder if my future son-in-law is as good at cooking as Lin Feng. Zhao Lizian comforted her, even if not, can't we just go to your hotel and enjoy the chef's skills? And Lan's mother sighed, Lin Feng's cooking skills are comparable to our chef's. You can eat it casually, just ask if you are envious. Lin Feng steamed 2 sea bass for the babies today. After using the skills, the fish bones were perfectly removed, and everyone present was stunned. Zhang Yuxi was used to it, and took the fish meat to share with the babies. What a great skill. Zhao Lizian looked at the last sea bass on the table and was eager to try. As a result, it was obviously the same steps as Lin Feng. A fish was disfigured by her and was complained by her bestie. I say you should shut up. You really have no talent for cooking. Zhang Fuiong added, now everyone on the internet is saying that you can do it, don't you have any idea? Zhao Lizian glared at him, you talk like you can do it. After dinner, Lin Feng said he wanted to discuss something with Zhang Fuiong. The two went straight to the study. Zhao Lizian didn't worry about the men's affairs. She was teasing her little grandson and talking to Lan's mother. Go back tonight. And Lan's mother sighed, that's good, so I don't have to cook for them every day and get criticized. After her daughter opened a restaurant, her taste became more picky. If she wasn't her biological daughter, she would have starved to death. In the study, Zhang Fuiong was surprised to learn about the office building in R&F Plaza. He didn't ask what the office building was for. Just asked, what are you going to do? I'm currently planning to set up a children's fund. Zhang Fuiong thought for a while, how about this, I'll invite you and Uncle Lin, let's go over and take a look and make a detailed plan. Lin Feng nodded, okay. The two went downstairs. Zhang Fuiong, Lin Feng and I are going out for a while, and we'll also invite Uncle Lin. Zhao Lizian asked in surprise. What are you going to do? Zhang Fuiong couldn't hide his excitement and pride. Lin Feng bought a floor of an office building and plans to set up a foundation. Let's go over and do a field investigation. Zhao Lizian and Lan's mother exclaimed, a whole floor. Seeing the two of them so surprised, Zhang Fuiong said, do you want to go together? Zhao Lizian of course wanted to go and take a look. And Lan's mother was free anyway, so she went to take a look. Now they're gone, leaving Zhang Yuxi alone to take care of the children for a nap? Lin Feng looked at the time. Why don't we leave half an hour later, and I'll go and coax the babies to sleep before we leave? Others had no objection. Half an hour later, Zhang Yuxi and the babies took a nap together. Lin Feng and others set off. In the car, Zhang Fuiong mentioned the C building. The reason why it was not built was actually due to insufficient funds. The budget for the A and B buildings was used up halfway through construction. After all, it was an international project. It was too expensive. So the C building project was simply stopped. However, R&F Plaza, no matter how beautiful the design is, cannot become a landmark building. But judging by the surrounding development, it is very likely that every inch of land here will be worth a lot of money in the future. Your uncle and I have learned from some channels that construction of Metro Line 8 will start in Shanghai during the Chinese New Year this year. Zhao Lizian frowned. Hasn't it been delayed for many years? Is it reliable this time? And Lan's father said, it is reliable this time because the top leader has changed and Metro Line 8 has been restarted. He has promised these brands, merchants, banks, etc. the construction of Metro Line 8 will start after the Chinese New Year, and it will also drive the surrounding areas of R&F Plaza. Zhang Fuiong nodded. Otherwise, how do you think so many merchants and brands will move in at once? They all heard the news and dared to do so because they were promised by the higher-ups. The approval documents have been issued, but few people know about it. They won't know about it without some channels. Those with small assets will know about it after the documents are issued. The higher the position one is in, the more first-hand inside information one can get. Arrived at Building A, came to the 15th floor. The area of the entire floor is 1,600 square meters, and the utilization rate is over 50%. The current market price is 160,000 per square meter, which is 160 million. This is the price that Zhang Fuiong and the others had asked someone about before. The two of them asked with pity, are you sure you want to set up a children's charity foundation? They all looked at Lin Feng. Zhang Fuiong said earnestly, I know what kind of person you are. You want to do charity at such a young age. To be honest, I am very touched. It is your true character, so I think this road of yours is not easy to walk. You also know that the development now. They are all experienced people, and have seen too much, so some things are not easy to say too directly. I know, but I still plan to give it a try and run it for a few years to see. I am a father now, and I must lead by example. This is one aspect. And the other aspect. The system no longer gives cash rewards, only double income rewards. The two self-service fish hot pot restaurants in Micheng, the shops on Shangxiajiu pedestrian street in Yangcheng, the Wanda Plaza shops, and the Tuanji Road shops, and the Xinghao International Hotel add up to create double money for him every day. Now he is not talking about becoming the richest man. But hundreds of billions can still be taken out casually. So much money must be spent. He and Zhang Yuxi are not the kind of people who spend money like water and only know how to enjoy. Then spend the money meaningfully. As a father of 4 children, when the children are already enlightened, be a good role model to the best of your ability. Although it's a pity, the son-in-law has made up his mind, so they can't say anything. And this is a charity, so they can't say anything. Okay, let me do this. I know someone, I'll talk to him later, and you can talk about it then. Hearing Zhang Fuiong say this, Lin Feng smiled. Thank you, Dad. Zhang Fuiong smiled. Boy, I didn't misjudge you. His previous appreciation for Lin Feng has risen to a higher level. On the way back, several people as elders were quite emotional. This matter will stop here for the time being. 3 days later, Zhang Fuiong brought home a middle-aged man who was dusty and had experienced many vicissitudes of life. This is the person Zhang Fuiong introduced to Lin Feng. He has been doing charity work and is an expert in this field. Lin Feng handed this matter over to Zhang Fuiong. After all, the charity foundation was established in Shanghai, and he was out of reach in Guangzhou. At the end of the year, he would give Zhang Fuiong a sum of money, just as if he had worked hard. This was also Zhang Fuiong's initiative to propose that Lin Feng help manage the office since he was not in Shanghai. This man's surname was Zhang, and Lin Feng called him Uncle Zhang. Old Zhang looked grateful. "Young man, you are such a good man." Lin Feng smiled. "I am a father now, and I can empathize with some things, so I want to do something." Old Zhang understood it deeply. He did not do charity from the beginning. Zhang Fuiong said, "I asked, they can directly contact the industrial and commercial registration, saving us the trouble of running there ourselves." Old Zhang said that the office does not need to be so big, and occupying 600 square meters is enough. The rest, we can rent it out temporarily. Because it is your own, the price can be cheaper than others. Lin Feng nodded. "That's fine." Zhang Fuiong smiled and said, "I will take care of the rental. I have been in Shanghai for decades and know a lot of people. Just wait, once I send out a message, there will definitely be a lot of people scrambling for it. We can use the rent to do charity. In this way, it can be regarded as the best of both worlds." Chapter 275 Office Building for Rent. At night, Zhang Fuiong started showing off. He posted a circle of friends on his work widget. For rent, about 1,000 square meters of building A and R&F Plaza are for rent. Because my son-in-law bought an entire floor of the office building, but the area is too large, he can only use half of it. The price of my own office floor is definitely more favorable than outside, first come first served. In the 9-square grid, the first 3 are video recordings. The next 6 are the purchase contracts, and the name, contract code and other important information are coded. The price is also blurred, and it can be vaguely seen that it is 880 million. But the 1,600 square meters have not been processed. There are also property rights certificates and so on. After posting, Zhang Fuiong stared at his phone. Sure enough, in less than 2 minutes, there were countless comments, likes and private messages. Zhao Lizhan came out of the bathroom and saw him laughing like a fool. "What are you laughing at?" Zhang Fuiong kept it a secret. "Look at my widget." Although it is a work account, his wife must add it. Zhao Lizhan curiously opened the circle of friends and laughed at it. "I didn't realize you could show off." Zhang Fuiong smacked his lips. "First, I got things done. Second, my son-in-law showed off. And third, I pissed off someone." Zhao Lizhan asked, "Who?" Zhang Fuiong flipped through the chat history, and Zhao Lizhan read the general content. Lu Boyu's father praised Zhang Fuiong for having such an awesome son-in-law. He also said that he had always wanted to find a few partners to take over the office building in R&F Plaza. They would share the rent equally, do their own things and not interfere with each other. But the matter has never been settled. Zhao Lizhan snorted coldly and warned Zhang Fuiong, "Don't drag the Lu family into this, it's annoying." Zhang Fuiong rolled his eyes. "Do you think I'm stupid? As soon as I sent the message out, many people sent me private messages. There are still several calls I haven't answered, and one person with the surname Lu won't make a difference." Zhao Lizhan was satisfied. "You can handle this matter yourself." Zhang Fuiong promised, "I'll do it, you can rest assured." In fact, he already had a candidate in mind. Naturally, it was a partner he had been working with for a long time. As for the price, he had already negotiated the lowest price with Lin Feng. Shanghai is a super first-tier city, and they all know it. After the R&F Plaza, the surrounding area has developed greatly and there is a lot of room for appreciation. Therefore, the lowest price is 70 per square meter. You can give a discount for the first few months, and then calculate it after the decoration is completed. These are all conditions given by friendship. Zhang Fuiong was waiting for a call from Lu Boyu's father. Sure enough, Lu Boyu's father called. Zhang Fuiong smiled and said, "There's a call." Zhao Lizhan glanced at him and told him to be careful. "Hello, Boss Lu." "Yes, that's right. You want to rent it?" "This." "Then let me ask, how much are you going to pay?" 50 per square meter? Too little, at least 90. I've already made it very cheap. You have a wide network of contacts. Go and ask around and you'll know if you can get it at 50 per square meter. Okay, think about it, I'm going to sleep. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Fuiong sneered. What a dreamer, giving 51 square meters, why doesn't he go and grab it? So awesome. Then, Zhang Fuiong contacted several clients who were familiar with each other. The price was finally negotiated to 75 yuan, 5 yuan more than the lowest price. Zhang Fuiong immediately posted a circle of friends. It has been rented out, no need to call to inquire. In less than 30 seconds, Lu's father called again. Zhang Fuiong told him very straightforwardly that the other party was an old business partner who had cooperated with him for many years. Even with such a close relationship, the other party did not reduce the price to 70 yuan. How could he have the face to think that he would rent it to him at 50 yuan? That night, Zhang Fuiong slept with his mouth open. On the other side, Lin Feng was telling stories to the babies. He accidentally mentioned the tent. The babies were very interested in the tent in the picture book. Dad, we can sleep in the tent, right? Yes. Will it be cold in the tent? No. Then let's buy a tent and sleep outside, okay? Lin Feng thought for a while. It's cold outside, why not do this? Put a tent in the house, okay? The babies thought it was more interesting to set up a tent outdoors. Lin Feng thought about it. Then wait until they fall asleep at night and bring it back to bed to sleep. Zhang Yuxi took out her phone. I remember there's a store selling outdoor equipment not far from here. We can go there to buy it. Lin Feng thought for a moment. Then Dad will go buy a super big tent tomorrow, and we can all sleep in it, okay? The babies said in unison, okay. Then let's go to bed now, okay? Okay. Lin Feng took the babies to wash up, and took them to the crib to sleep. The couple gave each baby a good night kiss. Good night, my babies. Good night, Dad. Good night, Mom. Zhang Yuxi yawned and lay down, nestling in Lin Feng's arms. Good night, husband. Lin Feng kissed her forehead. Good night, wife. The next day, as soon as the babies woke up, they thought about the tent. Okay. Dad will go out and buy it later. After breakfast, Lin Feng went out to buy a tent. Sure enough, there was a store selling outdoor equipment nearby, with a full range of styles. Lin Feng mentioned his needs for tents, and the boss gave 3 options, medium, high, and low. In the end, Lin Feng chose a tent that cost about 3,000 yuan and could accommodate 10 people. It is 4.5 meters long, 3.2 meters wide, and 2 meters high. It is double layered and thickened to prevent moderate rain. There are also many things given, including 2 tableware storage bags and 2 solar multifunctional storage lamps. Engineer shovels, hammocks, ground nails and windproof ropes, folding buckets and other tools. There are also inflatable pillows and inflatable mattresses. There are 8 tinfoil moisture-proof mats, and the extra ones are bought by myself. Considering that it is Lin Feng's needs, the boss replaced them with a double sleeping bag, and the others are single sleeping bags. The boss smiled and asked, do you want a portable toilet? Lin Feng nodded, let me see. After the boss took it and demonstrated it himself, Lin Feng decided to buy it at that time. Since we are going to camp, barbecue is definitely indispensable. Eating barbecue is so interesting, that is the greatest fun of camping. I have barbecue grills for sale here, and barbecue charcoal. I can also prepare placemats for you. If you don't need it, we also have seats and canopies here. Lin Feng originally just set up a tent in the yard or indoors to play with the children. When I got to the store, I found that there was everything here. In addition, the weather will be good in the next 2 days, which is quite suitable for camping. Last time I said I would go on a picnic, but I went to the countryside halfway. This time, it's an opportunity. After inspecting the goods, Lin Feng said to the boss, okay, help me prepare all these things. The boss immediately smiled, okay, I'll load the things in the trunk for you. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.